It's all been a woman, but it's my destiny. Strong and independent, that's why they hate on me. I don't need no man, and I don't need no friend. I'm getting canceled banned, but I'm streaming till my end. It gets lonely as a single mother, doing everything on my own. Burning bridges with my brothers, I'd rather be alone. Forgetting cameras in the closet, got a camera in the closet. Now they think I'm a creep. Didn't know it was recorded. I just passed out, fell asleep. I just forgot I fell asleep. They call me Destiny, Destiny, Destiny. Accusing me allegedly, allegedly. But I know it's all jealousy, jealousy, jealousy. Cause I'm a beautiful ebony, ebony, ebony man. They call me Destiny, Destiny, Destiny. Yeah. Willie Mac reporting, reporting, reporting me. Saying I got some CP on my PC, on my PC. That I kept in case police wanted to see, wanted to see. They say I'm sociopathic, cause I laugh when kids die. Saying promo code Destiny is active on the NordVPN website. You could call me a real centrist, cause I'm attacked from left and right. Lately it's been feeling rainy, and I got no one on my side. I gotta admit, baby, I miss Melina at night. That girl made me go crazy. She was my pride, my bride. A Swedish blue-eyed baby. She was so sweet, so nice. Yeah, we had something special. We had a beautiful life. They call me Destiny, Destiny, Destiny. There's a woman called Pixie, called Pixie, called Pixie, who's saying I shared her nudity, nudity, nudity. And now she's suing me, suing me, suing me, suing me. They call me Methany, Methany, Methany. Cause I take my vitamins medically, medically, medically. I pop them daily, pop them daily, pop them daily. It's for my ADHD, 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 yeah. Destiny, Destiny, Destiny. Accusing me allegedly, allegedly, allegedly. But I know it's all jealousy, jealousy, jealousy. Cause I'm a beautiful ebony, ebony, ebony. They call me Destiny, Destiny, Destiny. Willie Mac reporting, reporting, reporting me. Saying I got some CP on my PC, on my PC.
セックスやりたいな気持ちいいなセックス気持ちいいな僕はセックス大好きいつもセックス毎日やりたいセックスチンコをマンコに入れたいな気持ちいいな入れたい鼻血が出るほどいいマンコは気持ちいいぬるぬるしていいプルンプルンもしもしセックス please 僕はセックス大好きチンコが硬い I love セックス I love you でもやっぱりマンコが一番ぬるぬる毎日入れたいな別のは何も入れたいかもしれないな I love セックス every day 僕はセックス大好き一番大好きセックスやりたいな少しだけマンコをペロペロ少しだけマンコをペロペロ少しだけマンコをペロペロ少しだけマンコをペロペロ僕はセックス大好きいつもセックス毎日やりたいセックスチンコをマンコに入れたいな気 持ちいいな入れたい僕はファミリーマートで立ち読み毎日セックスマジやりたい Give me セックス僕はセックスやりたい生麦生米生ハメ中出し中出し中出し大好き中出し中出し中出し大好きもしもしセックス please I love セックスもしもしセックス please I love セックス僕はチンコをマンコに入れてルルルルルルルルしたいんだよルルルルルルルルおいしいマンコルルルルルおいしいマンコ僕はセックス大好きいつもセックス毎日やりたいセックスチンコをマンコに入れたいなあー気持ちいいな入れたい僕はセックス大好きいつもセックス毎日やりたいセックスチンコをマンコに入れたいなあー気持ちいいな入れたい
Here's the thing. I became infamous on the internet in 2016 for accidentally beating off on camera. Now, luckily, nothing was shown. There was absolutely nothing exposed to the internet. It was just me doing my O face. I went viral for it. I just want the bust. Oh, man. Bust. Give me the monster. Bust. Wow, it's big. Bust. Oh my God, look how big he is. Oh my God. Wow. That thing is a monster. I just want the bust. Oh man. Bust. Give me the monster. Wow, it's big. Bust. I just want the give me the monster. I just want the
vibrant and robust.
Wow. I just want the bust. I just want the give me the monster. I just want the wow, it's big.
Where did the load go?
I just want the bust. Oh man. Bust. Give me the monster. Bust. Wow, it's big. Bust. I just want the bust. I just want the bust. Oh!
She walks in like a wildfire, neon in the night, horror and hellfire. Yeah, she's burning up the lights. Every salty comments, just another spark she bends. She turns their crying into content. That's the message that she sends. And all the fanboys tremble. They don't know how to cope. Every meltdown in her mentions gets dragged without hope. They call her mommy hellfire like she's some kind of myth. Empress of the salt storm, crowned with every angry riff. She's the queen of your delusion, standing tall above the noise. All your rage just fuels her power. All your tears become her voice. They worship every movement like she's lightning in the dark. She doesn't need your praise, but she ignites it like a spark. Oh, horror and hellfire, mommy of the meltdown empire. Salt in the sky as the fanboys cry. She turns every tantrum into fire. Yeah, Empress Gooner, Empress old mommy. They idolize her, falling down like zombies. She just laughs as the chaos grows. Fast-paced heartbreak, that's the show. She reacts like a comet, leaving trails across the screen. Every salty fanboy shouting, but she's ruling like a queen. Mommy Gooner, that's the name they whisper in the threads. Not because she needs the title, cause she's living rent-free in their heads. The jealousy is rising like a tidal wave of
Oh shit, we live. Oh shit. Oh shit, oh fuck, oh shit. How's everybody doing? I know it's early. But, if I'm gonna get some of this stuff done and not fall behind, I gotta go live early. And of course, as the title of the stream states, we are gonna be talking about all the HIGHGUARD salt and a lot of Nintendo salt, because apparently there was a fake Nintendo leak. I'm not totally sure, but we're gonna find out. Firstly, though, yesterday, Reforged was on a sneak dissing, I guess Astro calls it, spree while on stream. So let's take a look at all of the different sneaky disses he gives throughout that stream that were clipped by Astro Cyborg. Let's go.
You know what's funny to me about this is people think that, like, receipt pulling is toxic. It's like, receipt pulling is toxic. Yeah, sure.
Receipt pulling is toxic. I mean, you get mad when you get clipped for saying really stupid shit, so... Stones and glass houses or something like that.
Interacting with a pervert on Twitter who stalks my channel and re-uploads large sections of content, that's not toxic.
Homie. Just because he's a gooner does not mean that he's, like, some terrible, terrible person. I'm a gooner. That doesn't make me a terrible person. You're dumb.
What's toxic is saying, man, there seemed like there was a whole narrative from people for the longest time about where Xbox was headed, but, you know, that's toxic. Receipt pulling what people say.
Oh, I need to pull out the clips. Time for the clips. He is angry.
Like, remember when I talked about the astroturfing? Nobody wants to talk about that now. Nobody wants to talk about that now. Like,
Astroturfing. I always fuck up what that means. Of orchestrated campaign is a grassroots event. I don't think you know what that means. I don't think you know what that word means. I don't think you do.
we sat here for months, for years. It's like, what are we even talking about here? Like, it's so clear there was a concerted effort and narrative being run to try to hide what was really going on.
And you don't spin one? Because I'm pretty damn sure we could pull receipts for that.
It was a constant shift to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next. It's like, gee, many Christmas.
You do that too. What do you mean? Again, something about stones and glass houses.
How can anybody have confidence in what these guys are saying? What they're projecting, what they're forecasting? I wouldn't trust anything they say at this point. I'm talking about Xbox.
I don't trust anything you say, and I haven't. Ever. Because you start off saying you're not a Sony pony. And yet...
I'm talking about Microsoft, like, why? Let alone the people that ran narrative for them. I mean, I would really question why that was so consistent. Like, why? That's why people make it personal, because they mad. They big mad.
You mean you're big mad? That's why you're doing this right now? You big mad. You big mad.
I mean, if your reputation for calling it and making predictions and covering all this was as bad as some of these folks, yeah, I can see it.
Why are you projecting so hard? What? I'll let that...
Why do I always gotta be right? Why do I always gotta be right? Why did you pull a fucking Star Wars with the pig and the cop? Why?
Hero culture for the 10. Oh god, why can't Reforge even just shut his yap? The reason I never make content on this guy is because every time I'd have a script ready, he of course says more stupid rhetoric. God, he's insufferable. Yes, he is, and thank you for the 10. He is one of the most insufferable. I'm just gonna quote Kung Pao every time you use that clip. Go for it. I'm totally down. I've loved that movie. That movie's just fucking peak.
I can see why you'd be emotional. I can see why you would, like...
Because you're being emotional right now. You are crying like a little bitch. Because you continue to do and say stupid shit, and you continue to call it out for it, and you don't like it. Attention and sunlight is the best disinfectant. When we perceive you, you're getting fucked up, and you cry about it.
Follow toxic people on Twitter and engage with their content. I can see why you would, because you're mad. It's embarrassing to be that wrong that much. You know what I mean? It's like, that's why you...
Yeah, it is. You're wrong all the time, and it's embarrassing. Because you purport yourself as somebody who is of sound character and trustable, but you're not. You shall call me Tiffany. If you know the reference, you are a person with culture. Nice.
You make it personal. It's not hard for it to not be personal. All you gotta do is look at the numbers. All you gotta do is look at the predictions and be like, is this where the industry's going? It doesn't seem that way.
Yeah, and you've been wrong multiple times. You've been wrong many a time. And now you're crying about it. Oh my god. This is pathetic.
Lord Hork says Paris was weak AF yesterday. Listen, he came in the stream, he said something that wasn't true, he got corrected, and he's gone right back to Twitter and he's replying to an incredibly toxic, hateful account.
Because if he had come on stream with you, you have all of the power to control the conversation, just like you do with your arguments with chatters. If you would have had him on, you would have muted him every time you thought that you couldn't get a word in edgewise. Or just because you felt like it. And nobody wants to deal with that, because you're bad faith as fuck, bro. We have no reason. Have you seen Primey's new video about having a partner showcase and having a general direct in February? I think that's on the docket. Are you talking about the, where is it? Donde está? I have Switch Force, but I don't have Prime. I don't really pay attention to Prime too much. AVS, I really don't. Because he kind of bores me. And I mean, I'm not as versed on the Nintendo stuff as some of you other guys are. Like, you and Fred are way more versed in it than I am, so I don't pay attention a whole lot.
That's all you need to know. I gave the opportunity to put it behind us and have a conversation. He went dead quiet after getting corrected, and now...
No, he went on to Twitter because he knew he wasn't going to have a serious, good faith argument with you. He knew it. So why would he do it? Exactly. I'm not... That too. The shit that happened with the son, I kind of feel bad going at him. I kind of feel bad. Even if his takes might be dumb or he may be wrong, I still don't... I feel kind of bad going after him, because he doesn't generally seem like a bad guy.
Now he's run right back to Twitter, hiding in his replies, replying to a toxic account. Do we need to say anything else? I don't think so. I don't think it's worth our time to say anything else. That's all that needs to be said. Apparently, Xbox Series X has an advantage over the Pro because of Quick Resume. Oh, yeah, dude. Quick Resume is... Whew. Guys, don't talk bad about Quick Resume. If you do, you'll end up in a guy's video, and then he'll quit YouTube 3 months later.
Reforge. Don't be going in on Bruv. He had more guts than you did. Of course he's gone, and I hope he's okay. I hope he's okay. But attacking a dude who can't defend himself at this point shows how much of a fucking freak you are. It shows how much of a pussy-ass bitch you are to take shots at somebody who can't fight back. That's gay. I understand me and Frit bathed in the salty tears of the Nintendrones. Yep. You have.
6 months later, however long it was. Guys, don't be mean about Quick Resume. It really hurts their feelings.
You're such a piece of shit. You're such a fucking piece of shit, dude. And you laugh about it. But you're also the one that cries when people go at you. You cry like a little bitch. Like... PTSD flashbacks. Not the furries. Not the furries! Send in the Ultramarines. Hero Culture for 5. Erecting misinformation is hateful. No one send him to a dictionary. Exactly. Or a thesaurus. I can't disagree with you. Thank you again for the $5 Dono, Hero Culture. Good God, this guy is such an insufferable piece of shit. He thinks he's a big, big man when he has these kind of comments online. Fucking asshole.
Oh, golly.
Fucking
man.
ass.
Whew. Oh my gosh. I can't believe that turned into what it turned into that time I said that. Oh boy, how pathetic. Oh, Lord.
How pathetic? You mean what you're doing right now? Yeah, that's pathetic. That's for sure. I'm not angry yet. I'm annoyed, but I'm not angry. I'm not angry like I was a couple days ago. Oh, the crash out. Oh, the crash outs. That was... I've never had a crash out like that on stream. I was legitimately pissed off by the stupid.
Or, playing words what really matters. I just clipped you saying that with the green background. I gotta get the take one out of context money, dog.
I'm surprised Harmon hasn't made a video over Beast's reincarnation. He might have. What happened to Bruv? Is there lore that I'm missing? I don't know the exact details. Somebody else might know better than me. What I do know is that he got seriously attacked for something. And he was done with the toxic behavior. So he left. He hasn't been around for months. Ben's length, it's like 3 months now. He's been gone. Yeah. Kind of shitty for him to go after him. He's still making content. He's just taking a break from social media. He hasn't made content in months, dude. I haven't seen him anywhere. And I checked his channel to see if he put up anything new, but it's been like 2 months, 3 months. Hopefully he's okay.
Doc. Hey, listen, Doc. Listen, there's good money in misrepresenting me. You know what I mean? You can really get a lot of views. You throw my face on the thumbnail, make me look like I'm crying or raging, and then call me a pony and only watch.
Because you are a pony. Calling you what you are. And calling you out for what you are. You're such a bitch. You're such a little bitch. You despise Alex so fucking much you can't keep his name out of your mouth. You can't. You can't. At least MBG had the nuts to come into Alex's chat last Saturday and have a talk with them after his complete crash out video that was funny as hell that we reacted to. Shake my head, bro.
Watch a small snippet of what I say, reframe it, misrepresent it, cash money. I mean, there's money.
Yeah, but if he were to react to every single bit of you, you'd probably strike that shit, and it would be boring. It would be boring as hell. Because in general, you're fucking boring. All you are is a depressed little dick, hypocritical, unprofessional motherfucker who takes disses at people that can't be here to fucking fight back. Like, you think this is funny? You think this is cute? It's not cute, bro. You look stupid. You look dumb.
Money there right there to be made, bro. I mean, it's completely unethical and toxic and an absolutely terrible way to
You would know about what's unethical, because a lot of what you do is unethical. Taking shots at Brevian when he's not here is unethical. And I know damn well, had Paris come in and gotten into your Discord and gotten in a call with you, you would have muted the fuck out of him. You would have deafened his ass. You wouldn't have had a productive or good faith conversation with him at all. And pretending that you would is bullshit.
repurposed content. You know what you should do, though, Doc? Put it on Twitter first, and instead of reacting to my actual content and giving me attribution and tagging me, just react to the clips on Twitter so that you don't actually do it in an upstanding way, like, at all. Like, within the...
You're getting enough recognition as it is because you're noted 9 times out of 10 by Astro Cyborg. Nobody wants to watch your 3-hour streams. I have a hard time watching your, like, 10-minute videos. We can only take you in microdoses, my dude. You're that insufferable.
React meta. Like, there's upstanding ways to react to content, like, I don't know, watching it in its entirety, keeping it in its context, giving attribution, linking to the original video. You know, that's how you're supposed to do reaction content. What you should do, Doc, is make sure and put the clips on Twitter, steal it, and then react to it so there's no attribution and no link to the original content. You know what I mean? Really, really go full-bore scummy heel.
Cry.
About it. Don't adhere to any of the upstanding ways to do reaction content. There's good money to be made doing that.
You're just mad because he's making money, then you're not. You are just butthurt that he is making money, laughing at you guys and dressing in a banana suit and dancing like a goober and getting, like, completely derailed by me every fucking Saturday. Cry. Bitch, complain, cope, seethe, sit, spin, mold.
Doc says, every time Lono says something positive about Xbox, clip it. We about to make Lono a bot. Who are you talking about? Chill, dog, chill? Oh, I don't know. I mean, there's good standards. There's really good standards for how to do.
Hasn't Reforged been blacklisted by people in the actual industry? No company wants to work with him because he treats customers like shit. I have no idea. That's news to me, but I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not going to say that's true or not.
Reaction content. There is. You give attribution, you let the content play in its entirety, you link to the original video in your description. You know, that's an upstanding way to use the content of others. That's how we do it. That's how Asmongold does it. That's how pretty much everybody on the platform does it. Well, unless you're just a heel. Unless you're just a scumbag parasite that doesn't want to give original attribution.
Oh my god. Cry. Cry so hard. We're going to finish it, then I'm going to take a quick break. Good morning, Kalon.
Or watch the original content, or, you know, link back to a tagged person, show their channel. None of that. Don't, oh yeah. Lono's going to react to his own content under a burner, free money glitch. that's right there. Free money gets infinite money glitch. It's easy. So easy.
You're such a bitch. You're such a bitch. Okay, give me, like, a few minutes. I need to check on my puppos, because one of them has been puking, or has puked this morning, so I have to keep an eye on him. I'll be back in, like, 2 seconds. I will leave you guys with some funny songios to deal with while I am gone. 2 seconds to pull them up. There we go.
Now all of a sudden, the camera has been turned back at him. And he's like, wait, no. What do you mean, wait, no? It's your turn, bro. This beat is so Chino. I'm about to go medieval, honest American tech reviewer. He's a fucking pedo. Discord server of unspeakable evil gooning out to cuties. Then sweep it up. Like Vito, your bank accounts approaching zero. So you hacked into Jay's PC and took his De Niro. Your parents take care of your kids on the D-Lo. Don't listen to your mom, because what the fuck does she know? Make believe making beats in your parents' home. But make believe don't mean shit on the streets of Rome. Manic episode. Now you feel incredible. Do something regrettable. Maybe something federal. Your Dropbox is full of photos that are questionable. Don't give a fuck. Time to slam another edible. Playing Elden Ring and smoking dope. Stressed by an iPad from Best Buy so you can code. I would tell you to jump, but you'd break the rope. It's because you're too fat. Now you get the joke. This goes over your head like Evel Knievel. You're acting kind of emo. Cry harder like a baby. Bambino. You're just a childish capo. But I am Gambino. Don't you know who I am? I won fourth place at Eva. Time to bring up another Zeno. Say hello to the little friend of Pacino. This is Vegas, son. I'll send you back to Reno. There's only room for one mob in this casino.
About to make them dance now. Yeah. Throw that boy pussy. Roll 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 that. Yeah, you got me looking. Yeah. Thinking about fucking. Yeah. Let me get.
Okay, we're back. Puppy's okay. Puppy is good. Puppy is just fine, thankfully. But, yeah. You gotta check on him. Anyways. What did I miss? Hi, Kalon. Hi, Buttchug. Asmongold is beyond toxic. What the fuck? Yeah, he is, but sometimes he's right. Not on politics. Absolutely not. Reforge Gaming equals the Lion King. Correct, Tom Hertz. Correct. HIGHGUARD Steam player count is sitting at 12k right now. That's, like, better than it was. Once there was a land where everyone's guard was high. It was known as HIGHGUARD. That's good news. Yep, it is good news. Now, speaking of bitch shit, we're getting into the HIGHGUARD stuff now. We're getting into HIGHGUARD stuff now. Because we all know the niblet, the little nibby nibs, decided that he would be an absolute sweeper for HIGHGUARD. Day one. I had a back and forth with him. And, he didn't fare very well. He kind of looked bad, in my opinion. And, it looks like he gets checked pretty hard on, I guess it's the X-Fire's podcast or whatever. I don't know what it's called. Yeah. But let's see him get absolutely bodied. Makes sense. It's the weekend, so it would being over 12K ain't that too big of a shock. Yeah, no, it's not. And they did the whole 5v5 thing, so people are hoping that it's better. Probably not, but, you know, whatever.
Because it's kind of a bit, I've heard a lot of people, even Paris, saying it tries to do too many things, right?
Yes, that's what I'm hearing. It tries to do too many things.
Yeah, it does. It does way too much. It tries to be Minecraft and Apex Legends and Overwatch and all this stupid shit when it doesn't need to be. It's got way too much shit that it does not do well.
And I think that singer's actually been on record as saying very much that it
Yeah,
does too many
that
things.
is to me what that sounds like. It does too many things for my brain to handle and for me to adjust to. That's what it sounds like to me. But if you're after a higher skill ceiling of gunplay, that's more than just shooting.
I'm calling it right now.
Look at the streamers. Look at the streamers that said it's really good. They're all high skill streamers.
There is nothing mechanical intensive about that game. There is nothing that requires.
Get his ass, Death Singer. Get his ass. Get his ass. Because he wants to say that HIGHGUARD runs well on the PS5 Pro. I highly doubt that. He wants to say that it's artistically beautiful, that it's so very in depth and it's great, and it's really not. I've seen the gameplay for it. It's ass. It's absolutely fucking ass. I refuse to play it. My husband played it. We've got very high-end rigs, and he thought it was fucking dog shit. He played it with his friends just to see what would happen. It was bad. It was bad. Oh, the 5v5 is supposed to be temporary. It's limited time, apparently, which is fucking stupid.
Nuance.
Let's me and you jump into a game right now and we'll see.
After the podcast, please.
No, I'm not installing it. But
I'm uninstalling it.
it's a game that actually requires a lot of
What I'm saying is, don't talk the talk unless you've walked the walk, because you are an example for
I've played the game, but it's like if you're going to say higher skill ceiling, I'm Masters Plus in League, Masters Plus in Valorant.
Very different
No.
I mean, I get the Elden Ring DLC. Doesn't mean I'm good at this.
Nip. Slow roll. They are those two games, Valorant and League, are very, very high skill ceiling. In Mastercraft, you need to get good to reach the top 10% in the world. You need to be super.
That's irrelevant, though. That's a whole different genre of skill set.
That's not irrelevant. You're talking about seeding. That's not irrelevant. You want to compare it to those games, you gotta do it right. I highly doubt you've played either of them. You would definitely get fucking filtered in League. Hey, what's on the payoff? I played 2 games of HIGHGUARD. Guess what? I didn't have any NPC announcer audio in the tutorial. Complete silence. I know people can't even get into the tutorial.
That requires skill. No,
Yeah, but different type of skill.
Fundamentally, yeah, but you just said, oh, there's too many things for your brain to process. Have you played the game high level League? You're looking at.
I'm saying for a shooter. Most people just don't. Look at that popular, right? 2 and 3D and stuff. People just want to run and gun.
Valorant isn't run and gun. Valorant has so many different things you have to decide. Do you want to buy? When do you not want to buy? Do you want to save money? Where's the bomb? What the sideline are you going down? Are you going to smack down the corridor? What abilities do they have? Did they just
Everything you described is in this plus some of the tank systems.
No, it's not. No,
Everything you just said, word for word, all of those things are considerations
No,
of this.
the thing is that this game does way too many things and it does none of them good. None of these mechanics are good.
Thank you. He agrees with me. It does way too many things, and it does none of them well. It's literally the whole jack of all trades, master of none. Or you fucking suck at everything. And apparently, yeah, fucking sucks at everything.
It doesn't do anything.
I think people who are not good at the game say that.
No,
I've not seen one person who was really competent at the game say that. Not one person.
If
I was even watching some streams. Just am I going crazy? I watched some streams. There's that like garage. There's some PC cats basically. They're like playing. You watch their streams, watch their gameplay, and then you watch someone competent and look at the night and day difference. I'm telling you, it does take time. I'll be honest. Even when I played it, it was tricky.
It shouldn't take time if it's a big, it's a free to play, huge game. It shouldn't take time to get into it. I'm enjoying the little babies fighting.
Apparently, yes, go ahead.
In that case, we broke it down, and other people broke it down.
That's right.
And this game, right, it's kind of like it has the attacker versus defender of Rainbow Six Siege, because that game's based on attack and defense.
Yep.
But then it has, like, you know, the bomb planting and lane focused of Valorant, which it does. But then you have, like, the big open map, which is similar to, like, a Battlefront 2,
right? Which obviously, you know, if you're having such a big map, 3 people is like completely pointless, as Battlefront 2 showed you. But then it has like the looting from Apex, but then it has the shopping from Call of Duty Zombies. If you play Zombies,
Yeah,
you know what I
yes,
mean
yep.
about the shopping. And then it has the hero archetypes of any hero shooter, and it's like, so you throw all this together, and it's like, it doesn't focus on anything. All the best multiplayer games, they all have a singular focus, and they...
Yeah, he's right. You need to do something well before you can add more shit to it. Bro. HIGHGUARD isn't a jack of all trades because a jack of all trades would be decent at each thing it's trying to do. That's why I said it's kind of like that. It's trying to be a jack of all trades, but it's a master of none. It fucking sucks. It wants to do everything and it wants to be good at everything, but it can't even... It can't even get there. It's not even close.
They just do that really, really good. This does all of it, but it does none of it world class.
I hate that. I hate that as gamers we're trying to dumb down games. Why can't games do more systems? It's like we're saying, no, don't do too much.
You can do that stuff, but don't do all of it. What you're doing is you're throwing shit at a wall to see if it sticks. And that doesn't work in a big free-to-play game that's supposed to be the next level of hero shooter. It's supposed to be the next Overwatch. Although Overwatch has completely died, obviously. But it shouldn't be like that. This is just ass.
We can't handle it. Why?
Yeah, if you're gonna do more systems, do them good. Don't half-ass it.
How many hours do you have in this game?
I have an hour, and then I uninstall.
You were hitting as what I was talking about earlier, right? Hate playing. So I'm saying that is not sufficient. You know, you talk about...
Shut the fuck up, Nib. Exactly what Cloak Onyx says right here. Not enough hours, opinion valid. A couple of hours, oh, shut up. You like the game to put that many hours into it. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Like, they're gonna try and come at you either way. There is no proper ground for them, because they don't want to listen to your opinion, they want to be right.
Archetypes, right? Let me tell you, as someone who's put a lot of hours in this and tried so many different characters and is winning games constantly with these different characters. Almost
winning games constantly with these different characters? With what players? With what players? Can anybody... Does anybody know Nib's, like, PlayStation tag? Or PSN? And can they check how many hours he has in there? Because that would be funny. Don't harass him or anything, but I would be very interested to see if he actually has all these hours in this game that he says he has.
Like, I would say, near enough every character, their abilities has purpose and effectiveness. If used in the right way. Like Slade, right? He's got this freaking, like, comics flies down from the sky. When enemies are camping on a higher vantage point, and say you've got the shield, you know, breaker and you're rushing through, he can be a game changer, because you bring comics down from the sky, they ain't going to be sticking around on that little cliff camping for very long, right? And even his regular, line of lava can break up the line of attack and force enemies to move out of that way. So, you know, when you're shooting down a choke point, right? He puts down his...
None of us care. If that may be true, but if it fucking sucks, no one's gonna care. I think we checked it. There are only 8 characters. I guess I have to double up. Well, censored. 5v5, you can. Because as far as I know, you can have the same character, one on each prospective team. So they're only using 5 characters. Each team. Your math is a little bit not mathing, censored. Your math is not mathing.
His fire, and immediately the choke point has to change because people can't stick around in the lava. Likewise, like another one, the lightning guy, right? When you're defusing, when you planted a bomb, put your lightning shields around the bomb, and every time they come and try and defuse it, they get electrocuted, and they lose some shield, and you can pick them off easier. The lady who teleports through walls, again, like, she can go through the walls, not only letting her...
All I'm hearing is word salad, and nobody fucking cares. 5v5 was 100% a panic move. They're trying to get more people to play. They know that the 3v3 didn't work. Are they going to keep it 5v5? We'll see, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt it. I highly fucking doubt it, because they're saying it's limited.
Your team through, but she can also go through and open doors, etc. So the point is, like, she can micromanage the map, so you don't have to be blowing doors up and blowing walls up to try and get into the bomb section. She can literally funnel you through, and she can go invisible, so while you guys are engaging enemies, she can go invisible and literally sneak plant a bomb.
No one cares. No one cares. Get to the fight.
A few seconds to get your shields back. The bomb, they got to worry about this ice monster. So
because it's a shooter, but it's like they all have like each individual. Take for example Astra, who's my favorite controller in the game. It's like you get to go into your astral form, and like for your ultimate, you can make an immovable wall in the middle of the battlefield. So like you could go to the form, and you activate your ultimate, and you can shut down one lane completely. So it's people are trying. But then
I'm not saying Valorant doesn't have good abilities though. You're saying that with less than an hour.
I'm saying it does it better. They put that in the game.
You couldn't say that with that.
Can I help you both out? For my guy who don't care about multiplayer, let me help you both out. And I play multiplayer. Thank you. I just got tired. Let me help you out. This is what you guys are already doing. I'm playing certain game that has certain character that does something, and the result of that is something, which allows me to do something, and that's why the game is great.
Thank you, Porter Rock. Fucking thank you. Stop them from this, like, insane, stupid bullshit that they're talking about. Like, fucking stop. Fucking stop. bleh. It's annoying. It's just nobody is enjoying that.
The only question is, one game, the character that does something, that leads to something, you like that game.
Better than the
Another
other
game,
something,
you don't like
something,
that.
something.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's what you clearly don't like HIGHGUARD's character that does something,
No,
leads to something, but Nib does.
Yeah, the point I'm making though is one is an educated opinion, one is an uneducated opinion, right? I'm not.
You're not. One is an educated opinion and one is an uneducated opinion. So you want him to sit online for hours upon hours not getting into games. Not actually playing because you're waiting in in the endless lobby loop. That is insane. That is fucking stupid, Nib. Your standards are dog shit. Only way you could save the game is something like akin to Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn. Yeah, they really fixed their shit there. The game didn't have a chance the moment Joff opened his mouth, exactly.
Making an uneducated opinion about Valorant. I wouldn't do that. That's not my nature. I wouldn't be like, yeah, that sucks after playing 30 minutes. Like,
Listen, but Nib, here's the thing. He played an hour. Listen, Nib, he played an hour. He doesn't like it. And that's
I wouldn't recommend HIGHGUARD to my brother-in-law who just plays Call of Duty Warzone and
Right.
I would not recommend it to him. This is not a casual-centric kind of game. This is not a turn your brain off and shoot, bang, bang kind of game. This is like, actually, there's a lot of systems and strategy and there's a flow.
You're trying to make it out to be more intricate than it is, and it's not. It's just not. And I'm bored. So why don't we go ahead and get into the actual videos. We're going to start with Joe from Seattle. We're going to be having a bunch of HIGHGUARD videos in here, but we're going to intermix it with other stuff because there's other things that I want to see and want to cover. There's a lot of Harmon, unfortunately, because he's had a lot of really shitty videos that have come up in the last couple of days, and oh boy, I can already tell the autism is strong with him today. Like, really strong.
So I used to do this series on my channel where I would just read the Steam reviews of controversial games or games that get a lot of attention. It's been a while since we did one of those, and my goodness, it's time for one of those! So HIGHGUARD came out, and apparently it is everything we thought it was going to be, and less, or more, depending on who you are and what you actually wanted from it. I just wanted something funny to talk about, and it seems like I got something funny to talk about. You guys remember this thing? It's the weird hero shooter that's gonna...
Yeah, it's really bad. I love the fact that Gara did a stream of it, and then ended up just going right back to fucking... Rivals. That tells you everything. If people would rather go play another game that's better, objectively, at doing the hero shooter thing, then you're fucked. You've got a problem.
Gonna be like the next generation of hero shooters, but it looks like it was made by AI. And as someone in my comment section pointed out, HIGHGUARD is literally just a different way of writing Overwatch. We didn't even try here. But the game is out, and I was really hoping it would prove at least 4 or 5 of the naysayers wrong. I'm someone who really enjoys Marvel Rivals, and I admit I was very dismissive of Marvel Rivals when it was first revealed, as were a lot of people. It looked generic. It looked like an Overwatch reskin. And then it took me by surprise by being an actually really well designed and super fun game. I think that's the experience a lot of people have with Marvel Watch. It's perfectly possible for
And HIGHGUARD's the complete opposite. Well, no, it's similar, except it doesn't play well. It looked like shit. We knew it was gonna look like shit. I remember saying at the end of the Game Awards, when that was the last thing they put up, that this looks like ass, this is gonna fail. Guess what? I was right. I think HIGHGUARD is a case where they had a good idea, but it's so poorly put together and so undercooked that it never had a chance. Maybe.
a game to be derivative and still really good. This is derivative and still really good. This is derivative
and not good.
So yeah, I'm gonna read the Steam reviews for HIGHGUARD, and I will not be using HIGHGUARD gameplay in the background because I just don't want to. But also, look at these Steam charts, a 97,000 player peak, which is really impressive for a new game. And then, oh, we lost so many people over the course of, several months, several years, and we lost our core player base. Actually, no, this was all one day. This is less than 24 hours. We went from...
And they're still around the same. What are they at right now? Let me find out the player count. How do I find that out? Let me see if I can find it. HIGHGUARD Steam player count. Yeah, it's dropped further than that. It was 15 at players right now. It was almost 16,000. Now it's at 12. That is bad. That is bad juju. Hero culture for the 5. I hate 99% of multiplayer games. Was anyone even excited for this game? Honest question. No, I wasn't. And I'm not a big multiplayer game either. Unless it's something like, it's like a story-based one. I don't do, like, online multiplayer shit because I just don't like it. In the words of Scott the Waz, this game blows. Yep. In other words, interesting idea. Shit execution. 12K. Steam charts. Yeah, I looked it up. It's not impossible to make a good game out of HIGHGUARD, but it came out the oven raw. Agreed. The player count was 4K. At the time of what he grabbed, it was 15. almost 16. That was like 3 days ago. Probably 4, because he probably recorded it and did it the day before. Honestly, worst shotguns I've ever used. I don't blame you. I don't disbelieve you.
97,000 to 15,000 in less than 24 hours. You couldn't even hold people's attention for one day. And Jeff Keighley, my god, this guy, and he must be like single-handedly funding the studio that made this, because he is still trying to promote this game like crazy. He is in a complete echo chamber in a way that can only be explained by him actually being financially—
He's not in an echo chamber. He's just sticking his head in the sand. He's pretending that things aren't as bad as they are. It's not working.
Interested in the game doing well. But at the time that I'm making this video, it is January 27th. The game has been out for a little over a day. We're sitting with a 33% positive rating on Steam after over 15,000 reviews.
It's mixed now. It's 24,000. Now it's mixed. Still not good.
I'm just gonna go see what the Steam community has to say. And keep in mind, I'm not gonna read any of the actual, like, thought-out reviews, because you can get that any number of places. Frankly, you've probably already gotten that from a number of places if you found this video by now. So we're going to embrace what Steam does best. We're gonna look at the shit posts in the Steam reviews. And also, I get to use my favorite recurring joke on this channel. By the time I upload this video, I'm gonna generate more revenue than the game I'm talking about will. And I didn't even watch the Game Awards. Not recommended. I genuinely had no fun. Only thing that made me laugh is that we have Moira at home character. She's a support, she throws balls, and her name is Mara. You can— wait, really?
Wow, that is so that is so bad. That is fucking terrible, bro. That is fucking terrible. Are you serious?
That on the nose? Oh, I knew this game was derivative, but holy shit. My expectations were low, but fucking Mara? That's the best ChatGPT can come up with. Not recommended. Concord died for this. For this specifically.
Concord died, but they did have Concord devs on this. They had some Concord devs on this game, which makes so much sense.
This is specifically what Concord died for. Concord was the funniest live service multiplayer shooter, so high, mid, low guard can be the funniest failed shooter. I forget what joke I was gonna make. I had a great joke. I was gonna do a riff off of the name of the game. Like I was gonna be like high guard, low guard, put it in your toe guard, in guard, out guard, shake it all about guard. I was gonna do something along those lines. And then you can probably rewind like 20 seconds and hear it. I forgot the fucking name of the game and I fucked up my own joke. Not recommended. This makes me—
Yeah, it's that forgettable and it's that bad. If it makes you— oh my god. It makes you want to play League. Dude, League is the most toxic game, period. Like, when I used to be friends with Karl, I would watch him play this game and just do nothing but, like, scream at his PC. Because he would continue to be put in matches with people who make stupid fucking moves. And when they get called out for making stupid fucking moves, they want to, like, completely reforge game and be like, no, you're the one that's wrong. It was like the worst shit ever. Like, holy crap.
You want to play League. That sucks. That sucks. No one should make you want to do that. Not recommended. Accept Discord quest to play for 15. Boot up game. Collect orbs. Game crashes itself with 0.2 hours.
That doesn't make any— that makes so much sense. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. That's how much everybody— they don't even want to try more than 15 minutes. If it crashes on itself, no one cares.
Orbs on record, man. He got those orbs and he didn't care. Not recommended. Poop from a butt. Not recommended. Concord ran, so high guard could crawl. Not recommended. Think I gone play with my booty hole instead of this game. IDF, Ice, and Grok collab type game.
That's something Alex would say. I'd rather go play League in Korean servers. Bro, that is like toxic beyond toxic. Holy shit. They decided to go with HIGHGUARD instead of a successor to Titanfall. Yeah, but if— I have a feeling that if they did go with Titanfall anyways, they probably would have fucked it up. If they fucked this game up that bad.
10 out of 10. It crashed my Windows 2 times. The anti-cheat timeout and went uninstalled blue screen. Going back to my Gooner games. Wait, it gave you—
That's another thing Alex would say. Concord dived headfirst into a furnace so HIGHGUARD could drown in a cesspool. Yeah, pretty much.
Blue screen when you uninstalled? That's fucking diabolical. Jeff, the wild boars are on the way. This one is recommended. Finally, Concord 2. That's the great thing if you go through
Finally,
the
Concord 2. Concord getting fucking catching so many strays, bro.
reviews for this game, basically all of them are just shitposts. The only non-shitposting positive reviews are like the most vague things ever of like, don't listen to the haters, it's good. Why is it good? I can't tell you. Okay, alright, Jeff, we see you. This one's recommended. League of Valorant Paladin 6 Siege. Recommended. There's a bear in the game. I mean, at that point,
there's a bear in the game. Oh, I love troll posts. They're so fucking funny, bro.
Basically Baldur's Gate. Not recommended. Jeff Keighley's greatest prank yet. This is what's so funny to me. It's so funny to me that this game is synonymous with Jeff Keighley. I love that. This game is made by former Titanfall developers, and yet it's synonymous with Jeff fucking Keighley. That is so funny to me. Like, how pissed are the developers for that? I mean, the developers, it's not like the developers made a good game. It's not like this game would have been successful if not for Jeff Keighley. But I just think it's hilarious that the random Spike TV, Doritos, Mountain Dew, Halo 4 schmuck is synonymous with this game. If that doesn't sum up the state of triple—
That tells you everything. Like, when you think of HIGHGUARD, you're thinking of Jeff Keighley crashing out in real time all over Twitter. Bro. I could have chugged five-hour energies under an hour and still found a way to fall asleep. Bro.
AAA gaming. I don't know what does. Mr. President, they released the second Concord. Maybe think twice next time you want to release a game that looks like Apex, but runs 10 times worse. 10 times worse than Apex. Fucking shoot me. Unreal Engine? Check. TPM required to play? Check. Runs horribly on good hardware? Check. Lack of settings? Check. Oh yeah, doesn't this game have like force motion blur? Like, isn't motion blur force enabled in this game? Fucking shoot me in the back of the head in front of my spouse. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, dude, I hate the blur. I hate motion blur so much. I always make sure to turn that shit off when I play a game because it makes me want to throw up every single time. It gives me the worst kind of headaches.
3v3 but has huge maps for some reason. Check. Generic hero shooter. Check. Predatory monetization. Check. Copy pasted Overwatch UI. Check. Yup. Into the trash it goes. I came. I saw. I Concord 2. Feels like.
I came. I saw. I conquered. Oh, I need a laugh to start this. Oh, I need a laugh to start this because we're about to talk about the guy that made me crash out next and his beautiful AI takes. I'm being sarcastic, by the way.
Like Apex mixed with Valorant mixed with Realm Royale. Derogatory. Can confirm. I chose to walk my dog and I don't own a dog. I can't believe Jeff lied to me. What? Jeff Keighley not being honest? That's crazy. Mouse acceleration.
No, never. He would never.
PC that can't be turned off for an FPS game is capital D diabolical. What the fuck? Forced mouse acceleration? Forced mouse acceleration. This game is a practical joke. This game is a practical joke. There's no way that anyone who actually worked on Titanfall made this game. Either that or this game came out like 6 months too early because Jeff Keighley was like, hey, what's that game that I invested some money in like a couple years ago? Low guard, high guard, put it in your eye guard. Yeah, you know what? Release it right now. Like, wait, Jeff, it's not ready. No, release it right now. My opinion of Jeff Keighley has been permanently lessened for having played this.
I kind of agree with Frit. After this shit, I want to boycott the Game Awards, but if I continue being a game coverage channel, like, at all, it's kind of be hard not to watch it and stream it. Although I really would love to boycott, because Jeff is just pissing me off. It's pissing me off. That's 25 hours. Chug, that is 25 hours. We need an AI song with the high guard comments. Oh, that would be hilarious. That would be so fucking funny. I'm not the person for that, but that would be fucking funny.
Oh, fuck. I wonder if Jeff knows just how much he's destroyed his fucking reputation with this. This one's not-
What reputation? He hasn't had one. People only watch the Game Awards to see the fucking trailers.
Recommended. Actually, solid game. Not recommended still. Recommended. A second Concord has hit the Steam library. Oh, here's what I'm talking about. Recommended. Not gonna lie, the hate surrounding this game is ridiculous. No matter how you feel about the game itself, it's insanely lame. People are already review bombing it on here. This is a unique game with a lot going for it. Give it a try before dropping a negative review. Jarvis.
Can you fucking explain why it's a good game and why we should try it? No? Okay, then shut the fuck up.
Zoom and enhance. 60 people found this review funny. Not recommended. Cry for me. I will. Pour one out. Pour one out for this, bro. I'm gonna need a personal apology from Jeff after this one. Runs like hot ass. Not recommended. Jeff. Also trash optimization.
Yep.
Recommended. Never doubt Jeff. Oh my god. Not recommended. 14.6 hours. I think this is the longest log. I think this is the longest log. Like a big old turd. Am I right, lady?
Hey, at least this person I could say did definitely give it an honest effort to see if it would give him anything, and it definitely didn't. It definitely did not.
I think this is the longest play log I've seen. I've been scrolling so far down the Steam reviews because I'm just having fun. 14.6 hours is the longest playtime I have seen, and it's still a negative review. 14.6 hours at a time where the game's been out for like 22 hours. First of all, go to bed. Second of all, holy shit. So yeah, I give it I give this game like, I don't know, 4 days before it's gone. Concord lasted what? Hang on, I have to check. How long was Concord out?
A week.
Concord was out 11 to 12 days before being taken off.
Almost 2 weeks. Yeah, let's see how long High Guard can last. Maybe he could break the record and be shorter than that.
Offline. I give this game 6. What day does this game come out? January 26th. This game came out. I give it until February 2nd. I'll give you 7 days.
It's been 5 days. It's been 5 days so far.
And is opening for the Queers for a big Friday the 13th show in Hollywood. Shameless self-promotion. If you want to listen to a shitty pop punk band, go listen to Curbside Anthem. But also, if this game is still online by the time I step foot on that stage, I will shit in my own pants in front of everybody. And you know what? I'm still going to step off that stage with more money than this game generated. So you know what?
That's true. Fucking horrible. Parents couldn't even name them right. I watched the Game Awards for the trailers and the salt. Exactly. Like, the only reason people will watch the Game Awards anymore is just to laugh at the salty fanboys that didn't win what they wanted to win, and to see what games are coming out. That's pretty much it.
Do it all. Bollocks, 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 Larry Boy! Larry Boy! There's a Larry Boy video game. Someone told me that in the comments in the last video. I made a joke in the last video about how there's no VeggieTales video games. Or maybe it was the video before that. I made a joke about how there's no VeggieTales games. And then someone was like, actually, Joe, go fuck yourself. There's a Larry Boy game. And I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna fuck myself. There's a Larry Boy game. So maybe I'll play that Larry Boy game in the background of the next video. This I just punched my microphone on accident. I was trying to get some dust off my desk, and I for some reason didn't think it would be audible if I was wiping the...
I love how much of an autist Joe is. He's like so ADHD, it's hilarious. I love it.
Dust off my desk and just fucking whacked my microphone. Maybe it wasn't actually that loud. Fuck me.
It's probably because this High Guard shit is so fucking boring and so dry. Your attention is not kept. My attention's barely getting kept right now. I have to really focus.
I can't remember what I was going to say. It's probably something along the lines of how this video has more effort put into it than HIGHGUARD. Okay, I'm just going to do the Deepest Love now and just go cry myself to sleep at the state of AAA gaming. No, I'm not. I'm actually really happy about the state of AAA gaming. I think AAA gaming is a great place. I think it's a fantastic place. If Jeff Keighley is promoting these kinds of games as his one big last thing at the Game Awards, then we're in a phenomenal place. This shit's going to crash and burn in the next, like, 12 minutes. Okay, Deepest Love time. Grimsy official Jackson want to cut someone's face with a sharp...
Alrighty, we're done with that. Next, it's time to be very, very upset. Time to be very, very upset. Because we are back with Commissioner Games. Has he posted anything else? I'm curious. Has he posted anything recently? No. For 11 days, he hasn't posted anything. Has he been live at all? No. Oh, Lord. This motherfucker. Why AI art is a valid artistic expression. This is the same guy. I'm already feeling my heart rate going up. I'm already feeling my heart rate going up and my stomach tensing because I know I'm going to be pissed off. I'm going to be so pissed. I'm going to be so pissed. Commissioner of Games, you are very good at getting under my skin and pissing me off, just so you know. Like, the shit that you put out pisses me off beyond belief. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to be really, really pissed now. Let's go, boys. We're going to be pissed today. Oh my god. Bro, what is this? What is this fucking editing? This is dog shit. There's a Nightmare Before Christmas game. Nice. For shits and giggles, maybe. I don't know, maybe. But, what the fuck is this? Why do you have so much text on your screen, and why is there, like, 3 different fonts being used? What are you doing, bro? You're asking Grok. Art is a form of human expression that communicates ideas, emotions, or experiences through creative means such as visual media, music, literature, and performance. It often reflects cultural, social, or personal perspectives and can evoke varied interpretations or emotional responses. While its definition evolves across contexts and eras, art typically involves intentionality, imagination, and skill aiming to engage, provoke, or inspire. What skill is there in using AI for art? It's a form of human expression. You're not expressing anything when you have a robot do it for you.
To me, the great hope is that now these little 8mm video recorders and stuff come around, some just people who normally wouldn't make movies are going to be making them.
God, your audio mixing is fucking ass, bro. Why do I have to turn you up?
Suddenly, one day, some little fat girl in Ohio is going to be the new Mozart, you know, and make a beautiful film with her little father's camera recorder.
No, it's not going to be AI. The fact that you want it to be AI is fucking stupid.
And for once, the so-called professionalism about movies will be destroyed forever, you know, and it will really become an art form.
In the modern world, there are so many useless debates and arguments
Oh, why are you so low?
fomented in bad faith or laziness that it's almost better to stay away from human discourse entirely. You know,
But you need human discourse. It's the market of ideas. Otherwise, you are in a fucking hug box, you're in an echo chamber, and you're not learning anything. And I will say this again. I will say this fucking again. I will say this all day long until I'm blue in the face. Just because you think that you have the alternate opinion from the majority of people online does not make you correct. It doesn't. It fucking doesn't.
Stay away from the internet, and honestly, today...
Yes, you should stay away from the internet. You should get off the internet and stop making content, because you fucking suck at it. You are terrible.
Fractured nature of society, it's difficult to have an intelligent conversation that's unbiased with almost anybody, even your friends and family.
Yeah, you can't do it either, so... As I said previously, in the previous stream, we're reacting to your shitty takes and your completely uninformed beliefs when it comes to RPGs, and your complete mischaracterization of E33. Why the fuck should I believe anything you have to say? Because you never give me any reason. You're always biased. You are not critical whatsoever. You can't stick to a point, even if you try.
No two people can ever agree on everything, and it becomes difficult to even define concepts that we think we're familiar with rigidly, in a way that we can all discuss them.
No, it's easy to define them. You just have to be stubborn with how you do it. You can't let people finagle and try to change meanings for shit. That's how words and sayings lose meaning. And then we're just saying bullshit.
and have some measure of understanding. The thinking goes that in the future we may not even need human exposure when we have the oracle of artificial intelligence, the ultimate intelligence to guide us. When it comes down to...
It's not the ultimate intelligence. It is 100% faulty still. It is not the oracle of anything. You are acting as though AI is a god. It's not. Holy shit. Oh my god. I'm already dumbfounded.
Everyday topics that we're all kind of in tune with, or at least we think we're in tune with. You have one of the most useless debates in the last few years between the so-called AI bros that really would just want to push the technical boundaries of what humans and just the world we live in is capable of. And then you have the very pretentious, just as pretentious, if not much more so, and in many cases the useless art bros, the very
No. They are not self-absorbed. They are saying that they do not want people to steal their art, to train their bot to make or replicate what they did by hand. That's wrong. It's beyond wrong. And for you to think that it's not... So what? So you're... Okay, let's do this. Let's put it in a way that he might understand. So you're totally okay with me taking your video, throwing it in a bot, and completely replicating it with my name on it and saying it's mine. You're okay with that? Because that's what AI artists are doing. They are training their bots, using other people's art. They are doing absolutely no work of their own. There's no creativity whatsoever. There's no skill involved. It's not art. It's theft. It's theft. Generative AI is theft. Especially when it comes to art. I'm not... Joke songs I don't care as much about. Because obviously I've used AI, because it's AI music, because it makes me laugh, and it's stupid. I don't take it seriously, and I don't claim it as my own. Neither, like, and the people that do make that stuff that I play openly admit that they are. They don't try to say that they're some kind of artist. It's all for parody. So, I would never say that it's actually art. It's a meme, but it's not art.
Absorbed, self-important. Those that believe that art is open to all interpretations, so you cannot criticize their art. They can never be wrong. Their opinions can never be...
What? You act as though your opinion is infallible and that we shouldn't be criticizing your opinion. That's how you act. You are so pretentious. You're beyond pretentious. You like to think that you know things that you don't.
Be scrutinized because everything is subjective, and I've never supported that viewpoint, and I really want to deconstruct that in this video. So part one of this video is going to be the deconstruction of the bad arguments against AI, and really what is the meaning of art. We'll go into many different topics like plagiarism.
You won't understand what the meaning of art is. You're not a philosopher. You fucking suck. You understand nothing about nothing.
Why plagiarism is far too overblown by people like H.
No, it is not overblown. It's not overblown when somebody takes your hard work that you spent hours doing and putting in to a piece of art and then throwing it into a machine and saying, this is mine now. No, that is not overblown. That's 100% fucked.
A guy who made a ridiculous video that got millions and millions of views, but it was a really bad faith video because he never looked at the reality of plagiarism, the fact that it's everywhere. They put the rollerblade.
What? Plagiarism is everywhere. Do you want to elucidate on that? Do you want to elaborate on that?
It's on the roller skates there on Roller Girl. Right. You gonna take credit for that? Yeah, no, I'm gonna take credit for it. I'm just wondering if I should tell the truth on how I don't know.
But this goes beyond plagiarism into just the actual nature.
What was that? What was that clip for? Why are you throwing in irrelevant clips that make no sense with your argument? You're not building a solid foundation here, my dude.
Understanding of what art is and the very subtle processes that we use every day to communicate and to create things, and why the finished product is really the only thing that matters. This mystification, this romanticism of the artistic endeavor and the artistic process. It's one thing to be sentimental about it, but it doesn't actually translate to anything tangible. So let's start with the fact that...
What do you fucking mean? You prick. You big-headed prick. What do you mean? The process of making art doesn't matter, it's just the end product? Your premise is flawed. Your premise is 100% fucking flawed. That's gross. That is fucking disgusting. So your process of making this video doesn't matter. The process of setting up the stream and getting all these videos together to react to and putting the effort into reacting, that doesn't matter. Fuck you.
the magic of believing in our hearts that we're creating something wonderful is completely different to what we actually see. The way you feel about something doesn't necessarily translate into the work. Okay, human beings are not necessarily intrinsically endowed with the ability to make art. This is like saying that every person that holds a baseball bat and can swing it is going to hit a home run every time. If you have the physical potential to do so.
You are... What? Does anybody understand any of his arguments? Does anybody understand what this fucking argument is? Because I don't. It's the most disjointed bullshit I've ever seen. None of what you're saying makes any sense. And you need to bring your audio up, dude, because you are quiet as hell.
Do something, yes, you can. Anyone can draw, anyone can paint. But that doesn't mean that you've created something that truly has value, that truly communicates.
It has value to you. What you're saying is a little kid who draws a stick figure picture of their family and gives it to their parents. It has no value. That drawing has no value. So that kid can't be excited. His excitement doesn't exist. Or her. And the parents' gratefulness for having such a drawing and the kid drawing something for them of them, even though it is not the best thing on the planet, that has meaning. You little shitbag. You absolute fuckwad. That has meaning. I've completely just blown your argument out of the water.
Communicate something. That's always interpreted that you have to have intention. You have to have intention in order to make something. But the reality of the situation is, all that matters is what is there in the data. You know, the recipe doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Chef Cousteau is the one who prepared the recipe for you tonight. The only thing that matters is that you are following the formula. If the formula is followed,
That's not always true. That's not true. At all. Like, bro, your arguments are so fucking dumb because you want to purport that you know everything about everything and you don't. You are the most condescending, pretentious fuck. And you like to call everybody else pretentious because they are protective of the work that they put time and effort into. Fuck off.
Routinely, then you will get the same results every time. This is just basic science.
That's not true. That is not true. You will not get it every time. I can tell you right now that I have taken recipes from my parents, from the internet, from other family and friends, and have made it, and it's never come out the same every time. It will not always come out the same, especially with baking. Baking is a goddamn science. Not every cupcake's gonna come out looking the same. Unless you're like a master baker, that's a completely different story.
You repeat the experiment. It doesn't matter who the scientist is. It doesn't matter who the musician is. If you follow the musical notes, right, one of the big arguments against plagiarism in the music world is that really it's just playing the keys that exist on the instrument, playing the same notes in the same key, and the same pitch and all those things. You cannot help but achieve the same results. So when you get two songs that sound similar, it's because they're being played to the same key. It's unavoidable. So that kind of removes all of this this sort of extrinsic mystical quality that we put onto the things that we make, that it can only come from the artist. We cannot separate the art from the artist, but I will argue that not only can you separate the art from the artist, the art...
Can you stick to a fucking point? Can you stick to a fucking point? You keep bouncing around like you're on a goddamn pogo stick on a goddamn trampoline. And you're not sticking any of the landings. You look terrible. You sound terrible. Your argument is shit. Only thing I understood is that he's full of poopy, yes. The stick figure drawing is more value than AI work, agreed. Stick figures are awesome, and I say this as someone who's grown out of it. Shiitake, where are my manners? Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Olander. I appreciate you coming by and saying hello.
Art is always separate from the artist. It isn't even an issue of needing to separate.
No, that's not true. That's not true. At all. There are pieces of art that are intrinsically their artist. It's intrinsically tied to them. Let me give you an example. Michael Jackson songs always have a Michael Jackson sound to it. You cannot replicate that perfectly. You will never be another Michael Jackson, because there will never be one. Prince's songs are just so beyond intrinsically linked to him. Nobody can replicate that kind of sound. It is only from them, and you can't even try. How do you say, Shadow? Like, your argument is fucking retarded. Your argument is beyond retarded. What are you on? Not gonna lie, my fiance taught me to make dumplings, and I do fuck with the recipe. She calls it white guy dumplings. Hilarious.
the good that we do from the bad that we are. You have some horrible people, or allegedly some horrible people, in the entertainment industry that have committed horrible things in their personal lives, and it becomes difficult for some people to look at what they've created that once brought joy and reconcile that with the demons and the skeleton.
Why would you ever trust someone who says results only matter, but I also have no standards because it doesn't matter if it's plagiarized or has no creative input? Agreed. Queen songs, you ain't taking that away from Freddie. Nope. No one will ever be Freddie's voice.
In a person's closet. And the problem is that art is always an alibi. Art is always an alter ego. Almost never, and it may not even be possible, for the artist to truly be one with the art. They are separate.
I just proved that wrong. I just proved that wrong. Morning Hellfire, currently walking the doggos out, had an awesome night and beaten the secret bosses of Final Fantasy VII Remake into grade. Nice. Like, I just proved you wrong. If I were to play you a Michael Jackson song, you know it's Michael Jackson. If I were to play you a Queen song, you would know it was Queen. If I were to play you a Prince song, you would know it was Prince. Because those sounds are so distinct. They are linked to their artist. You can't replicate them.
Entities. And we always attempt to apply the theory of author's intent and author's authority onto the work we always project.
Bro, have another take. Are you just talking off the dome? Are you using a script? I can't tell. Because if you're using a script and you're still saying, then you're just dumb. If you're going off the dome, that would explain why your shit is so disjointed. Your arguments are so all over the place.
A part of the author onto the art. And there's a lot of, as we use in the modern term of...
Ooh, I can even say this with gaming. Yoko Taro games. You know it's a Yoko Taro game. Nier Replicant. Anything that he makes, you know it's him because it's very much his style. A Soulsborne game, you can tell it is a... If it's a From Software game, you can tell. You can tell what From Software games are. If you look at movies, if you're looking at, how do I want to put this? Young Frankenstein. I'm blanking on a name. Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks movies have a very distinct style and look and feel. You know it's a Mel Brooks movie. If it's a Snyder movie, it's got a very distinct look and feel. You know it's a Snyder movie. What are you talking about?
The modern term that is used is the parasocial relationship. I believe that's the term that people use to describe the fascination, the infatuation with an artist, with someone that they've probably never met, never spoken to directly. But
you just are so butthurt. You're still so butthurt over E33.
Perceive that they know that person just by seeing them on television, listening to their music, reading stories about them, watching interviews. You believe you know that person, you believe that person is your friend, your family, and you really connect with their work, or at least you believe that you do. You conceive that possibility. But oftentimes the issue is that there's no personality involved at all with the art. The person in real life is probably very boring. They eat, sleep, and shit just the way that you do, and there's nothing that they've actually transferred into their work. Yes, they may have had unique ideas, they may have woken up from a dream and conceived a possibility that no one else has conceived before, but there's nothing truly unique about what is actually being imprinted onto the work. So, anything that a human can do, a monkey can do, and anything that a monkey can do certainly can be done by artificial intelligence and robotics.
That is the stupidest fucking argument. An AI-generated script is likely better than this guy's script if he didn't use one. I agree. Peter Jackson. There you go. Peter Jackson's another one where you know it's a Peter Jackson movie. You know. And you can't even lay out a coherent argument. It's not coherent whatsoever. You're just rambling. You're rambling into a mic hoping that any of your points are correct and they stick. And nobody will say anything. I'll save you guys the watch is not valid. So if AI art becomes accepted, it becomes a brush wielded by a human artist and we don't think about it but the human user. I have a problem with this too. For me, the practical definition of art, to take images or events which don't exist, which would be nigh impossible to describe, and put it into a world. Okay, so yeah, they're basically saying you're fucking stupid. AI is not sapient. It does not have a sense of right or wrong. It does not have a definition of mistake. Yep. No. Dude wants to be recognized so hard by rage baiting people. I don't think he's rage baiting. I think I actually believe he thinks this. He thinks this, and it's fucking terrible. AI image generators are doing far more damage than anything redeeming. I agree. Homie is not rage baiting. Homie is just being pretentious for the sake of being pretentious.
robotics. These are tools that are used and implemented. These are tools that are implemented and created for the purpose of not only simulating what we can do, but surpassing what we can do. And not just passing the buck on to the robots, but really talking about, especially when we incorporate the synthesis of these tools with our minds, what we can achieve with them far surpasses anything that we should be able to achieve on our own. And we're not talking about aesthetics, like Studio Ghibli versus CGI. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the broad spectrum of human evolution. Must be, as Stanley Kubrick and Arthur C. Clarke had explored in 2001: Space Odyssey, it must be the next evolution.
You don't even understand the movie. You don't understand the point of 2001: A Space Odyssey. You don't. Oh my god, this guy's the most pretentious motherfucker I've ever come across. So he's not taking a piece of cooked macaroni and throwing it at a wall to see if it sticks. He just threw the entire fucking pot at it. Exactly.
Evolution of what we're capable of.
Plagiarism, paradox.
We have made super intelligent, let's not say life forms, we have created a super intelligence. We have designed it and it mimics us just like we mimic one another. So the thing about artificial intelligence, the big argument against it is that it's guilty of plagiarism, that it doesn't have intuition, that it doesn't actually have a spirit or a soul, so the things that it creates are soulless. This assumes that
They are soulless. They might be cool looking, but they don't have the same feel or the same soul as something that somebody made by hand. It can't convey the same emotions. And for you to say that it can is fucking stupid.
the same cannot be applied to human beings, that human beings are the ones that are the original authors of the soulless. There's this incoherent idea that only humans are capable of art, that by definition, if it's
Incoherent? Your argument has been incoherent in the last 9 minutes. You've put 9 minutes of incoherency in front of my face.
it's not made by a person, that it cannot be considered artistic. But you see, the problem with that is that you're assuming that only human sentience is capable of creating art. But what about animals? What about ants? What about birds? What about beavers and so on? What about all of the architecture that you see in nature? What about the synthesis and the cohesion and the synergy that you see in everyday life?
Yeah, people appreciate it like it's... Yeah, people appreciate it the same way they will appreciate art. What is your point?
We're talking about life forms that have been much more evolved than us throughout much of human history. I'm not even sure that humans are the apex predators. We may not be the apex predators in our own homes, let alone in various parts of the world, let alone leaving our...
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are the apex predator. Homie, what are you even trying to say? What is this incoherent psychobabble?
outer space. All right, we're not even the apex predators on our own planet, let alone in the universe. So this idea that we are the peak form of sentience, you have to move the goalpost. You have to
Would never say that we are the peak form of sentience in the universe. No. There's definitely something out there that's probably smarter than us. But I would say that humans are the apex predator because we have changed the earth so much in our favor.
well, if animals can also create art.
A lot of it. A lot of it, Blast. A lot of idiocy. You miss me going at Reforge. You miss me laughing at Nib getting his cheeks clapped on live stream. And now we're literally sitting here completely dumbfounded by the Commissioner of Games saying that AI is better than, like, hand-drawn art or human-composed music or a human-shot movie with humans. The level of stupid you've missed, holy shit.
We can revere the structures that we make, the architecture that we produce. Why can't we also marvel at the ant colony or the bird's nest or the beehive, so on and so forth? So we see that art...
We do. We do that. But those are sentient beings that are living. It is not a robotic... Not a robotic. It is not a construction of ones and zeros and twos in a computer. Or not ones and twos, zeros and ones. It is not made by zeros and ones in a computer that is coded, that takes from everywhere else. It does not make anything itself. You're making comparisons that don't make sense. They are not comparable.
is intrinsic in nature. We see that all sentient life forms are capable of creating art. And now we can also see why, if you move it a little bit further, you just need to have some form of thinking going on. Now, perhaps the AI doesn't know what it knows. It can be said that it understands it enough to produce the desired results. It considers the parameters that you give it. By the very fact that you can ask AI what art is, it will produce a satisfactory response. And this shows that it is capable of art. Because if you have given it a prompt, the same prompt that you would visualize in your head, of course they can make it possible. Because they understand by synthesizing all of the data that it's compiled from human endeavor, we have an understanding about what humans at least have done, if not what they're always trying to do. And
I'm already bored of this fucking argument because it's bad. It's bad on the face of it. It's really bad. You are this... What is this argument? What is this video? Here you're supposed to define what art is. You don't really do that. you're talking about it in here where you're supposed to be talking about plagiarism. Where's the argument for plagiarism? And I highly doubt that you're going to be talking about the actual ethical concern and counterpoints in part 3 of this. I don't think I can... do we even continue? Because this is, like, fucking 100% stupid. Let's also not forget the reason why people are shitting on AI. And for good reason, is because it's heavily abused to the point corpos are using it to save more money. Well, that's part of it. That's not the main reason. One of the founding reasons is it steals art. It steals people's work. And not have to pay a single red cent to actual artists who've been doing art for years. Yeah. The problem isn't even that it's a robot program. The problem is that it can't be anything more than a derivative right now. Yeah, exactly. Let me just concisely explain what real art is. Real art is made with passion and love by hand, and it's made to make people feel feelings of any kind. Exactly, Oleander. Do we even continue this? Do we even, like... I'm just annoyed. I'm so annoyed. I'm gonna put a poll. I'm putting a poll up. Let's see what you guys think. I need to get at least like 4 or 5 votes for me to move on, but I'm so bored of this argument. I'm so fucking annoyed. I'm so annoyed. Should we continue watching this, or should we go to the next video? Which might be funnier, which is ADHD versus autism in gaming, which might actually be funny. 2 yeses. And he's gonna take the starving artist term and crank it to 11 exactly. 4 votes. We're done. We're done. Next. This is so bad.
Now, if you're normal...
This is so terrible. This is so fucking bad. That's so bad. Alright, so this is Lord Frogmire about ADHD versus autism in gaming. I'm curious about this. I'm very curious. And then we're back to the high guard bullshit.
Normal, you may not realize this, but there's a war going on right under your nose since the dawn of, 2002, around the time when the human body became 50% plastic, and every person could be categorized as one of 2 things, either autistic or ADHD. Now, I know some people don't...
You can be both. But yes, I understand where your point is. Alright, right here. I'm ADHD, I'm both. You can be both. You can be both. I know a lot of people that are, unfortunately. And fortunately, because those people are cool.
Believe ADHD exists, or ADD, or whatever, but even if you just consider a personality trait, it does not change the fact that these 2 groups are diametrically opposed. They are natural-born enemies, and unfortunately for both parties, they tend to like the same things just for different reasons. Any attempt to satisfy one party ultimately alienates the other. Now, so far, I basically presented this as if
it's not totally wrong. He's not totally wrong here. To be fair, Rage really worked with, well, the last time. It did, but it's not Rage, I'm just, like, annoyed.
It's an even feud. Both sides hate each other equally. But really, it's the ADHD people who are hyper-aware that it's autistic people ruining everything they like, while the Tizamos are blissfully unaware that this dynamic even exists. Well, why, oh viewer, should you care? If you're on this channel to begin with, you're probably a part of one of those 2 groups. But ignoring that fact...
I want to see if it get dumber, but it was getting too annoying either way, exactly. It just wasn't fun anymore. It wasn't fun. I wasn't interested, it wasn't keeping my attention. The arguments are just all over the place. It's just psychobabble.
Video game that's not Call of Duty or NBA 2K Madden 24 are forced to appeal to one of these 2 groups, and because neither group is as large as John Normal, it's usually both. So if you ever wondered why game series you like keeps getting worse and yet people keep buying it and defending it, this might be why. The perfect example of this being...
Not wrong. Again, Pokemon is probably the best... The best example of this, not gonna lie. Yeah, not gonna lie, that's probably the best example.
Pokemon, that no matter how bad the games get, it doesn't matter as long as it contains those central appeals to the ADHD and autism crowd. That's why the games have been getting worse for a decade, and only now with Pokemon Legends ZA have they finally gone too far. They've made the game unpalatable to the ADHD, and I say that as the king of...
Bro, you're not wrong. That game is so ass. And it's baffling because Arceus was amazing. That game was awesome. That game was fucking sick. That game was great. And y'all fucked it up. Y'all royally fucked it up. You screwed the pooch. You could have had something good here, and you didn't. You fucked it up.
Of the spazzes. I watch all my YouTube videos at 2 times speed while playing RuneScape on one monitor while playing another video game on...
Why are you calling me out, bro? Why are you calling me out? Calling me out for, like, having a YouTube video and Twitter up on one monitor while I'm playing Persona on the other. Damn. Fuck, bro. My butt. That hurts.
On the other game, Pokemon Legends ZA is the first game I would consider unplayably bad. But if you paid any attention to the kind of people who defend that game, the autism people do not care. They still love it, because as long as the game contains collecting, colorful, and easy to understand characters, brain-dead difficulty, and as much nostalgia as it can contain, they will always love it. So before we get into what makes an autism game versus an ADHD game and why they tend to like the same things, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because you know YouTube's not gonna push this video. I just don't think you can say autism this many times. We'll start with the Teasmos, who are defined by a whole...
No, you got 33,000 people saying that they like this, so... Or that have viewed it, so it is getting pushed. That's almost your entire subscriber base.
Most of symptoms I don't really care about. The only important things for this discussion is their inability to understand social cues, their tendency to get hyperfixated on something, sometimes permanently, as well as their general aversion to change. So unsurprisingly,
It's not totally true. Some of them are just hyperactive. You're talking about ADHD, right? Because there are two types of ADHD. There's the focused, or the one where it fixates, and then there's the hyperactive. I'm a hyperactive one. So... It's not necessarily that.
They like baby games, or if you want to be nice about it, Nintendo stuff, because they get obsessed as a child, and that obsession never fades. While Sony and Microsoft seem to have a new mascot every generation, Nintendo has used the same characters since the NES. A lack of change that would bother some people is why Teasmos like it in the first place. They also like...
I think the Game Freak should take a break from the yearly releases of Pokemon and let their development team spend more time learning how to use the Switch too. And I agree, but they won't, because they want money.
Depth in their games. If you're going to be obsessed about something, you have to have something to dig into. And the game doesn't even have to facilitate this depth. Despite being incredibly easy games, they tend to have complex movement that is never necessary for the main game, but that doesn't matter because they'll just turn into speedrunning or competitive multiplayer as an outlet for that obsession. Pokemon, extremely easy games, massive competitive scene. Smash Bros, a party game with a massive competitive scene. All of the 3D Marios, very easy games with complex movement you never really need to use, which is fine because they're also the biggest speedrun games. I shouldn't have to tell you that the people playing competitive...
I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. A lot of these games allow for people to fixate on them very, very... Okay, so I see what he means by autism games. I see what he means. Because there are people that just fixate on this shit. I completely understand this. His premise isn't flawed. His premise is sound. I get it.
Pokemon, Melee, speedrunning are all Teasmos. Normal people get bored doing the same thing over and over again, but the Tism yearns for it. I feel like I've already given enough examples of the kind of games Teasmos like, but in general, it's stuff that minimizes change. If it's gonna have a sequel, we're talking the Pokemon games, where it's basically the same game every time. It should either have a lot of content to delve into, or a lot of depth to obsess over. And if it's gonna have a story, we're talking simple characters, simple emotions, or if not that, everything has to be highly exaggerated. No subtlety, none. All right, now ADHD's turn. Dude.
They told me I have Asperger's and it doesn't exist anymore, so I guess I'm normal now. No, you're not. You probably just have ADHD. Listening to videos like while doing a craft, hell. I sometimes drew while waiting on my turn when I play D&D. I do that same thing. I tism out. Okay, what's the problem with that? Nothing. Nothing really. I think he's just saying that there's a war between ADHD gamers and autism gamers because of... I'm gonna guess the Pokemon paradox. The shit that's going on with Pokemon. The absolute crash out.
Due to the whole iPad kid thing, this probably includes every Zoomer in Gen Alpha on the planet. And if you've never heard the acronym, it is an attention deficit disorder, meaning low attention span. Throw a hyper in there, and that's where you get the H, so that's just high energy. Given high energy and low attention span, what we look for in games is constant action, minimal interruption, and most importantly, consistent escalation. You would think at least, but it's really only part of the puzzle. The constant action and minimal interruption makes sense because that's how you lose attention. And then to keep that attention, the action has to be constantly escalating, something new and interesting. But it's not the full story because ADHD people are also known for one other thing. What we do more consistently than anything else, and it's multitasking. We both love to do it and can't stop ourselves.
Stop calling me out, bro. Stop fucking calling me out. Stop it. Stop calling me out, bro. Fuck. I am both of these. I am autistic because of my RPGs and how I level grind like crazy, and I'm also fucking ADHD because I have to have something up while I'm doing it. Bro. Stop calling me out. Fuck you, bro.
From doing it. If you've ever heard a midwit talk about multitasking, they say you can't do it. You're actually switching between the two things really fast. Which I have some crazy information for those people. Did you know you're not actually looking at anything moving on your screen right now? It's a bunch of pictures that are flashing really fast. Whoa, dude. So you would think a game with consistent low points of low attention would be horrible for ADHD people, but it's actually great because it's during those low attention points that we're able to switch tasks effectively multitasking. Old school RuneScape should be the worst ADHD game ever. What I'm doing right now, I only click on the screen once every 30 seconds or so. If it was the only game I was playing, I would hate this, but I'm playing it on the side and it fills in the low points of the other tasks I'm doing. I'm actively playing this game while recording the audio right now. And I'll probably be playing while I edit the video too. So the type of games we like are extremely high attention or very low attention with no in-between. They can have interruptions or low points, but those points must require no attention at all to allow for us to do something else.
Yeah, you're not wrong. My husband doesn't understand. My husband doesn't understand how I do that. Yep. It's not like I once played 3 games at the same time when I was 12 because I was bored as shit. I probably swapped 6 to 5 games in a day on average. I don't. I'm usually playing 1 or 2 at most. but I am listening to something in the background whilst doing it. Or I'm checking Twitter whilst doing it. Or I'm talking on my phone to somebody whilst doing it. I'm multitasking. I'm multitasking. Yep. That's what I do. Yeah, like, bro. I'm finally playing a game while listening to this, so the multitasking part made me chuckle. Yeah, right? Like, you're fucking... I'm doing it right now. I'm listening to this and reacting to it while I'm reading the chat. I'm doing it right now.
At the same time. This is why I hate cutscenes. They break the flow, require no input from the player, and demand all of your attention. Then we also need constant change or escalation. It's the only thing stopping us from just moving on to a different game, is something new to pique our interest. This concept is kind of another core symptom or personality trait of ADHD, is obsession with one thing for a short period of time. Games can take advantage of this by changing before that time ends. That way...
I checked to see if I had some form of autism, ADHD, so I can't be too sure, but apparently I can't sit through class without falling asleep unless I'm drawing all the time, and I'm guilty of 3 screens too. Yep. Laughs in Minecraft while listening to videos. Exactly, Oleander. Good God. He's calling us all out, bro. He's calling us all out. Literally have your stream on one monitor and a game on the other while checking Discord and laundry going, yep. Yep.
Feels more like a new obsession every time. Then the final pillar of ADHD game design is infinite options, or as many options as you can have. If we're going to get distracted anyway, let that distraction be within the game. So big open worlds, a ton of skills, a ton of upgrades, tons of team building options, anything that distracts us without causing us to close the game. Let me give you 2 examples of peak ADHD gaming. One is a live service multiplayer. Multiplayer games require all of your attention to win, assuming you're playing against people of the same skill level. You're always improving, giving infinite escalation, and the game is always updating. So there's always new stuff to learn or things to try out, keeping our very low attention. Then on the other end of the spectrum is baby game RPG. It's super easy, so we can give it half our attention, the other half being used watching a movie or YouTube. And basically infinite number of options for team building and dialogue that adapts to our attention span. If we're paying more attention, we read faster and progress faster. If we're paying less attention...
Exactly. Like, this guy is so on point with this shit. I knew this was gonna be a good video. I could tell when I saw it. Like, when I saw it pop up on his channel. I knew it was gonna be right. Mick Fancy Pants, I feel you, because I've done the exact same thing. Hey, wait, don't talk bad about my Yakuza scenes. I mean, I need them to take 5 years, lol. Bro, dude, he's so fucking on it. It's so funny because it's so right. And I know there are people that are just getting angry that he's right. Like, I would just laugh at it. I think it's funny. Like, it's so damn funny. How can you not laugh?
Then we just read slower. So that's ADHD and autistic, and everything would be fine if you just had ADHD games, and those exist, and autistic games, and those also exist. But unfortunately, things aren't allowed to be made for a niche anymore. You have to shoot for a larger audience. Everything has to appeal to everyone, and sometimes it succeeds, but at what cost? Well, let me tell you a little story.
I agree with that. I agree with that. That is what is happening too much now. They are trying to appeal to everybody with every game that they make. And in doing so, you alienate everyone. That is the worst tactic you can have. The PlayStation and the Xbox 360 worked as well as they did. I should be saying the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 worked as well as they did because they had so many options and they just tried everything they could. There was so much uniqueness. And now there isn't. It fucking sucks.
Story. I've already explained how RuneScape is kind of peak ADHD. It has different activities for different attention levels, from a click every 30 seconds to full attention to a click every 10 minutes, meaning you can fit it in with any task. But it's also a great autism game. It functions entirely on nostalgia. Despite getting updates all the time, the game has intentionally not evolved since 2007. Only now, after 18 years, has the game finally gotten one new skill. And being a game that's been updated for that long, it has a ton of content to get obsessed with. Not to mention, I bet you there are people who have been obsessed with this game since 2007. The game also has goofy characters.
Yeah, I know a lot of people that are still playing the original RuneScape. I haven't touched it since, like, middle school. Like almost 20 years, but like I know so many people that are still like way into it. He's on point. I think it's also why I don't like most Sony games, because the cutscenes are so fucking long and so boring because the fucking stories have been shit since the PS3. Yeah, I would argue that a lot of the PS3 games were not that good. Some of them were very good. A lot of them not so much. I don't care. I embrace my chaotic nature. Tism makes me strong. Yep. I'm both autistic and I also have ADHD. You're ADHD, yeah. But the games I prefer playing are either 3D platformers or games where I can create my own games, i.e. Mario Maker, or even more experimental games. So you're basically exactly what he's talking about, too. Yep.
Characters with a lighthearted story and a ton of hyperbole. Point is, great game for the T's-Mos too, which would be great if not for one thing. The one thing that has kept this game good and also creates so much conflict, and that's that every update operates on a polling system. The developers suggest an update or change to the game, and the players must vote on if they want.
Oh, that's dangerous. That is so dangerous, bro. That can be so dangerous. Because it can go the wrong way because people decided to band together and troll. And that'll piss off a lot of the player base.
want it in the game or not. And if 70% of people don't agree, it doesn't make it into the game. While every game tries to appeal to its player base, this is the only one where the players have direct influence on every change. So if something happens you don't like, or something you wanted in didn't make it in, you have your fellow players to blame for it. Why do you think it took 18 years for one new skill? It's because the T-Smos can't handle change, and they voted no every time. And once us ADHDs finally get our win, new stuff, the first thing the T-Smos do is whine and cry about everything.
Exactly. That's exactly what I just said. It's exactly what I just said. Two of my favorite game franchises started on PS3, Infamous and Little Big Planet. Yeah, they kind of dropped those, unfortunately. Unfortunately, they dropped those. They need to bring them back. I 100% believe they need to bring them back. But, like, I know this is the case with RuneScape, because I heard it from people. It's the perfect storm. It's the powder keg, ready to blow. Like, the autismos that play it don't want to change anything. And as soon as there's a little change, they are losing their shits. They are crying, screaming, bitching, and moaning.
They're complaining on day one that it's too hard to get to level 99. If you don't know, that's the max level a skill can be in RuneScape, and something that usually takes hundreds of hours to reach, and they were complaining day one that it was too slow. Through the ADHD, this doesn't even make any sense. The point is that it takes a really long time. Every skill is taking a really long time. That's the game. But the T-Smo reached 99 on every other skill thousands of hours ago and have no recollection of what it was like. Their experience of the game has just been PvP for thousands of hours, which hasn't changed in a decade, or fighting the same boss, which takes full attention hundreds, if not thousands of times. Something a normal person...
I couldn't with this, but, yeah, I'm definitely guilty of it in my RPGs. Like, the Persona... I did it in Expedition 33, I did it in Chained Echoes, I did it in Persona 3 Reload, I did it in Persona 4 Gold, and I'm doing it in Persona 5 Royal. I am autistically grinding. And I don't get bored. I am autistically grinding for money and for experience to level up like crazy, so I am overpowered as fuck when I get this stuff. Oh my god. Holy shit. This is 100% what I do. And then the autism comes in, or the ADHD comes in because I'm watching something on, or listening to something on the other screen while I do it.
Person could only stand to do once or twice. Imagine fighting Millennia from Elden Ring thousands of times, except it takes twice as long, and you had to click rocks thousands of times just to get to that point. Does it sound absurd yet? Now imagine that guy trying to tell you what a good update looks like. So unsurprisingly, when Sailing, that's the new skill, came out and the T-Smos started complaining, there was blowback. They were attacked, and immediately they cry, oh, toxic positivity. No, we're just sick of you ruining the things we like. That when you complain...
Yep. I hate that shit. The toxic positivity thing when there's, like, something new and people like it. And the autismos see it and they don't like it and they have to complain. Yeah, that shit is so annoying. I hate it. So fucking annoying. Like, let people have stuff. If you don't want to do it, don't do it.
That Sailing feels useless because you have every teleport in the game, which takes hundreds of hours of grinding to get to, that maybe you don't represent everyone, and actually, I want you dead. How about we give another example? Pokemon, ton of options, easy to multitask for, good ADHD game. Extremely nostalgic, barely ever changes, colorful, simple characters, Japanese, very autistic. Well, if you looked at my comment section, autistic people don't seem to care how bad the games get. In fact, it seems like they don't care about quality at all.
They don't. And it's really ridiculous. It's super ridiculous. It is so unbelievably bad seeing all that shit happen. And we're gonna see it when Harmon comes up, because we have some Harmon videos today. We're gonna finish this one, and I'm gonna go check on the dogs. But, like, this shit is insane. It is insane how Nintendards are gut guarding for ZA. It is so insane. I can't stand it. Things are going to continue to get shittier and shittier. They have since the 2D era, the DS era. They've gone to shit since the DS era. Except for Arceus. Arceus was like the one bright spot. Like, stop it. Be critical of things. Or else you're gonna get bullshit. Like ZA.
It's nothing to do with why they like it.
Best example of having ADHD, people like me who love playing RPGs, most of the time, I tend to skip cutscenes and dialogue unless it's sport. I do it. I do that too. Like, the ones that aren't voice acted, I don't really care about. But if it's voice acted lines, I'll sit and listen to it. If I play Skyrim, I'm constantly picking plants for alchemy. Yep. Toxic positivity isn't glazing the new thing I don't like. Exactly. ZA is just so fucking mid, it's painfully mid. Oh, yeah. Oh, God. We're seriously going to cover the dollar store Jared from Subway? Yes.
Game. All that matters is that it appeals to their specific taste.
He always has something stupid to say, and I always want to laugh at it.
I mean, they get to collect stuff, and you ever seen an autistic person's room, you know they love collecting stuff, and it doesn't matter how low quality it is. I, however, care a lot, because things are bad or boring, and they lose my attention. But I try and say that, and the Tism freaks out, because they're like, what do you mean? How can you not like this game? It has the Pokemans in it. And if you want, or...
Yeah, it has Pokemons in it, but they've done some terrible updates to it, and the gameplay itself fucking sucks.
need anything else, you're clearly asking for too much. Now, I've really only given examples of games being ruined for the ADHD, but it works the other way around sometimes. Not nearly as often because we have taste, but it does happen sometimes. Probably most commonly it happens with multiplayer games when they're in a good spot. The first people to demand a change are the ADHD. They can't handle a character being too good even for a week. Best example of this is also
it's the people who will nerf good characters. The better example is the devs who will nerf shit until it's like unplayable. They did it with one of the really good examples of that was Helldivers, where they were constantly nerfing weapons to the point where they were like unusable. They couldn't figure out what they wanted. The devs can be just as bad.
Pokemon. Pokemon Showdown is a competitive singles website where all bans or rule changes are determined by a council and community votes. While the autistic are generally happy and they want to explore the metagame, the ADHD are constantly complaining, constantly asking for changes. They want to ban vote every other day. God forbid you let the format develop or you just adapt in some sort of way. But although we claim it's about balance, really we just want something different because we're getting bored. So while an autistic person's having fun, we end up getting it changed before they even had the opportunity to explore their obsession. The difference is though, while the ADHD are perfectly aware that it's the Teasmos ruining everything and we hate them for it, autistic people have no idea who's doing this to them and couldn't figure it out if they tried. You see, there's one big difference between these two groups I haven't mentioned yet, and it's pattern recognition. ADHD are hyper aware of patterns, probably to the point where they identify patterns that don't even exist. Now, I would argue that they all exist and that normies are just stupid, but that's why they call me a
Yeah, I'm not gonna agree with you there. There are definitely a lot of patterns that people don't pick up on that I pick up on. It's 100% a fact. Like, I'll see things happening that aren't even there, or I'll pick up on stuff before somebody else does, because the TISM and the ADHD kicks in. I'll see that shit happening. I can pick out patterns of stuff in, like, trailers for games. I find that stuff fast. Like, what do you... Oof. Nerfing fighting game people, exactly. No matter what, polished turd, it's still a turd. Exactly. Exactly, Chris.
Schizo. Autistic people, on the other hand, couldn't identify a pattern if it was a brick thrown at their head. They'd be like, oh, I wonder where that brick is going. This doesn't really affect the games at all, but it certainly makes the discourse infuriating. At no point does anyone question how we're somehow able to see the future. Or maybe you really can tell if a game's going to be bad before it comes out. So the animosity stems from us liking the same games for different reasons, and each group actively trying to change those games to appeal more to them.
That's exactly what it is that we like, some of us like these games. Like, I loved the older Pokemon games. But the ADHD people were like, we need to put more changes into this. We need to change things. Like, when they it started with Mega Evolving. That's where it started. And then it continued to spiral. You had the Z moves, and then you had the fucking Gigantamax, and then you had the Terrassalizing, and now you're back to Mega Evolving, and they're gonna have Pokemon Challenge where they have everything at once. It's gonna be a fucking mess. Just like how Pokemon's becoming.
And less to the others. Any attempt at discourse is stifled by the fact that autistic people can't really communicate with anyone, but it's even worse for the ADHD who are obsessed with patterns. Not to mention, what makes the autistic like a game is extremely personal and based on basically nothing, so there's nothing to discuss. I say the game would certainly be better for everyone if it didn't look terrible and had a dynamic environment, and you say, well, I played Pokemon since I was 5, and I've always liked it, and that means it can never be bad. If you insult Pokemon, that means you're insulting me, and I hate you forever.
I mean, that's exactly the argument that we're having all over the internet. Like how Yu-Gi-Oh! Keeps adding new card mechanics. Yup. Exactly. Censored, exactly. Sometimes there are things where I'm like, oh no, not again.
And I can already hear people saying, and not you, the viewer, because you're a real one if you made it this far, why should I care? I'm totally not one of these two groups. I'm completely normal. Well, these are two quickly growing populations. Thanks to iPhone kids and social media, ADHD is going to be the dominant trait of humanity. Every new kid has it. Autism has also been shown to be growing for many reasons. Who knows? And no, it has nothing to do with us being better at diagnosing it, because one, it wouldn't be growing at the same rate. It's not like we're suddenly learning so much about autism every year. And two, if that was really the case, low-functioning autism would be growing much more slowly, or not at all, compared to high-functioning autism, because obviously it would be easier to diagnose low-functioning compared to high. Both are growing rapidly.
That's true. I agree. Should have stopped after XYZ, Yeah. Unfortunately. But they didn't, and they've continued, and it's become a problem ever since.
I love how if you bring up there are more autistic people now, that's the first thing anyone ever says is, oh, we're just better at diagnosing it. Even though if you think about it for even a second, it doesn't make any sense. Problem is people don't think, they just say things to make themselves feel better. No, go ahead, you can take whatever you want while pregnant. The point is, soon the entire human population will be a part of one of these two groups, and if we want our games to be...
No, I think what the problem is that people think that they are these things, and they're not diagnosed. That's what I think is the problem. Is with the new generation... Excuse me. Ooh, the yawns. Bro, this generation, the problem is that people are TikTok diagnosing themselves. They're stuck on their phones. They're stuck on their iPads from a very young age. That's their babysitter. That's all they know. That's all they can ever deal with. And they're seeing these things and they're like, oh, I have this too. So they think that they have ADHD or autism, and they act accordingly, and they use that as a shield. I don't necessarily think that autism and ADHD are growing. I think people self-diagnose they has.
To be good, you gotta pick one. Now, ADHD is the obvious choice, not just because we're the ones with taste. People with autism don't care about quality at all, so as long as they grow up with it, they'll still like it. So who cares if they get what they want? But more importantly than that, what appeals to the ADHD is just good game design. Let me give you one more example. If you've ever played a multiplayer game, most of the fun comes from learning. It's from getting better at the game. It's an intrinsic reward. The problem is, the better
I'm not a person that likes multiplayer games at all. I'm not.
you are and the more you learn, the harder it is and the longer it takes to get better. Initially, all you have to do is play the game, which is fun. Then maybe you have to start practicing in a training room until finally you're spending nearly all of your time just training, not actually playing the game, for barely noticeable improvements. But what if we could avoid all that? What if we made it so you learned at the same rate forever? Well, it's not that hard, and games actually do it all of the time. Imagine you start a new game and you have to learn a character. You have to look up all their moves, when they're strong, when they're weak, or maybe a card game where you have to read all the cards, know what they do, how does this deck play. And every time you learn a card or a character, you are objectively a better player. It doesn't take very long, all you have to do is read, but you are now better than you were before and you feel good. When the last time you fought them, you lost because you didn't know. And now you fight them again and you win, thanks to your new knowledge. It feels extra good to improve in such an objective and obvious way. When the game releases a new character or releases new cards, you now get to have that exact same experience all over again. And it takes no longer to...
That's why a lot of people with ADHD really, really love online games that actually update themselves, is they constantly learn something new. Yes, it's why I played ranked prior to not having time. Morning, Spectre. You missed so much.
Read your 1001st card as it does to read your very first card. Now, the reality is, it's not that you're literally improving at the same rate forever, and it's more so that as soon as they release a new character or card, you actually get worse and have to catch back up, but that's not what it feels like. This constant change and adaptation is exactly what ADHD people love, because it's just good game design. And the Tizmos hate it, because I hate things that are good. Really, the whole point of this video is I was watching a guy play Smite, really like that game. It gets updated every 2 weeks, and in his Tizm, he said, man, I can't wait for this game to stop updating. Anyone who wants this game to update all the time doesn't like the game, you should play a different game. Those usually have over 100 characters. The whole point is to learn a bunch of new stuff all of the time, but they can't help themselves. They love missing the point, all in an attempt to ruin everything for everyone all the time. I do not like them. That's all I want to say with this video, is that there needs...
Alright, we're gonna take a slight break.
Morning.
I'm gonna set it up, and then I'm going to take a slight break to go check on the puppos and make sure they haven't puked on themselves and make sure they go potty. So I will be right back. Enjoy some chupacabra rah 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 rah.
Break. In those cold and moldy acres, through the eerie mist and vapors, lurks the shadow of a man who cannot be. Late night when your dogs are growling, it's 'cause they can hear him howling. There's a monster smashing through a heated tree. Chupacabra, rah 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 rah. 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 He's a villain, he's a cretin, he's a demon. Don't get eaten from a beast that's running wild, out of control. Hurt his face is mangled grizzly, and his breath will leave you dizzy. They will catch him, put his head up on a pole. Chupacabra, rah 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 rah. 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 Confetti drops in your spaghetti lot the day that Chupacabra's caught. They gotta put his head up on a post. But in the stillness every night, so cold that cold frost don't gripe, you'll hear a little cry, my Chupacabra goes. Ow! Chupacabra, rah 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 rah. Chupacabra, rah 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 rah. Chupacabra, rah 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 rah. Chupacabra, rah 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 rah.
I'm going to persevere. I'm going to punch through the boundaries. I'm going to become, that person that they say I can't be. And I'm gonna be successful no matter what. But even though I have done that, there's still this back here. This song. In the back of my neck, the back of my head, the back of my mind. Trying to hit this beat on time. Keep my eyes wide open, looking on the horizon. I'm putting my time in, digging up this mine, searching for a cherry diamond. Looking for these nuggets of truth. I need to find them, but until then, I'll carry on grinding. 1 year older, alcoholic former. I can feel the dark side getting colder. I made a deal with the devil on my shoulder. All I can do to keep the demons in the corner. Give a pig a fish, feed him for a day, but don't take away his bottle of Tanqueray. 1 more drop and we'll be okay. Or maybe I should save it for a rainy day. Take another trip down to Total Wine. Pour another drink in my cup. Drink it all down to the bottom line. All this money, it'll never be enough. Now I think I'm feeling fine, so I polish this rhyme like a diamond in the rough. Try to free my mind, put my nose to the grind, put my pen to the paper when things get tough. Don't believe in the lies of he, cause I'm a super blind man, but I still see the blackest eyes like a black-eyed pea. Words crystallize as I'm flowing on the beat. Look into the water at my reflection. 5'12" with a mayonnaise complexion. Drink some whale tail from my depression. Captain Ahab on a ship with no direction. I am a man sitting on an island alone with 2 gin bottles and a microphone. Writing my message on a scroll and throw it into the Dead Sea like a skipping stone. Spinning in this vortex unknown. Riding on a whale until I'm home. It's not that deep, but don't look below, cause before you know it, you'll get caught in the undertow. Take another trip down to Total Wine. Pour another drink in my cup. Drink it all down to the bottom line. All this money, it'll never be enough. Now I think I'm feeling fine, so I polish this rhyme like a diamond in the rough. Try to free my mind, put my nose to the grind, put my pen to the paper when things get tough.
As a resident of Miami-Dade County, it is your right to know the names and likenesses of sex offenders living in your area. As a public service, we have created this videotape so that you and your friends and family can stay aware, stay safe, and maybe even have a little fun. Enjoy.
State of Florida has asked us to disclose our sexual crimes to you. We were bad, but now we're good. We're moving into your neighborhood. You know we're trying our best to be functioning members of society. We're not here to start no trouble. We're legally required to do the sex offender shuffle.
I'm Larry Arthauer, and I'll refrain from touching my neighbor's kids again. What I did was not too kind, but I'm a nice guy, you'll come to find. I've got a backyard and a real nice pool. Y'all should come over for a barbecue. We can make some cold drinks in my blender, but do keep in mind that I'm a sex offender.
Vernon Douglas is my name. My battery arrest is what brought me fame. But there's much more to know about me. I love to dance and I love to ski. I zip and stoom on through the snow. Just strap on my boots and watch me go. But I can't ski until December. Till then I'm just a sex offender.
I'm Charles Dolan, dropping rhymes. I've been arrested 7 times. I know that sounds like a lot. 3 of those times were for vandalism. Feel real bad, I got caught. Might do it again, probably not. I'm not here to make pretenses. I'm here because of my sex offenses.
I'm Sam Pound, I'm number 1. Apologizing for what I've done. In case you were wondering what that was, I snuck into a bathroom and I eat no truffles. I'm just here to do the sex offender shuffle.
Hey everybody, I'm Laura Hughes, proving girls can do it too. And by it, I mean touch your cousin. Was it worth it? No, it wasn't. You won't find me in your child's playset, cause I gotta wear this ankle bracelet. I'm not here to go on a bender, I'm here because I'm a sex offender.
Last name Bermholt, first name Mark. I'm moving in somewhere on your block. Not in a house, but in a van. If you need me to move it, I sure can. The last thing I want is any trouble. I've learned my lesson from the sex offender shuffle.
I'm the one they call Arthur Chase. They said I didn't have to show my face. My first trial ended in a hung jury. If I'm found guilty, they'll unblur me. I'm not the necrophiliac Arthur Chase. That's a different Arthur Chase. I'm not here to be my own defender. I'm here because I'm possibly a sex offender.
Okay, real quick, I'm not like these people. Okay, there's an extortion plot by my ex-wife who's the only witness, and she's trying to take away my kids. And if... I'm not here to pack my duffel, I'm just here to do the sex offender shuffle.
State of Florida has asked us to disclose our sexual crimes to you. We were bad, but now we're good. We're moving into your neighborhood. We're obliged to admit the crimes for which we were convicted. We're not here to start no trouble. We're legally required to do the sex offender shuffle.
Paradigm of absolute control. And that's why we're just out here doing simple things, pointing out that we're meant to be in nature and be natural. And this is where we find the source that God made to transcend the New World Order. And that's why they want to try to keep us out of it.
I'm angry. I've had enough of these people. They're a bunch of Christian murderers, scum. They're on giant death factories, keeping babies alive. Selling their body parts. What more do you need to know about these people? I go out and face these scum. They literally crawl out from under rocks. They have green looking skin and they run around screaming, we love Satan, we wanna eat babies. I have them on video. Hillary's in the creepy weird sick stuff, man. She sleeps in the same room with that creepy weirdo woman whose mother wears a hood over her head. What the hell? That woman number one is ugly. Imagine how bad she smells, man. I'm told her and Obama just stink. Obama and Hillary both smell like sulfur. Literal vampire pot and the goblins are hobbling round coming after us. My spirit gets close to that evil and I feel it go.
Okay. We're back. Sorry about that, guys. Ugh. We had puppies that made a mess. And I had to go pick it up. I had to go pick it up. And now we're back. We're back with some klutzy, with some femboy. We got a femboy here. Let's go say hi to the femboy and see what he has to say about. Gotta give him a like. About HIGHGUARD fanboys and their sweeping.
And everybody, how are y'all doing today? I'm doing great, but the HIGHGUARD defenders are definitely not. Now, as I'm sure you all know by now, HIGHGUARD has been a very hot topic for the last month or so. Ever since its infamous reveal as the big one more thing at the Game Awards, people have basically had this game under a microscope, especially given the fact that there was basically no marketing for this game leading up.
They're having a hard fucking time right now, and it is fucking funny to me. It is funny to watch people just absolutely shit their pants. Absolutely shit their pants.
To launch outside of the initial showing at the Game Awards. But then the game ended up getting its gameplay reveal trailer dropped the morning that the game was supposed to come out. And the reason for this is, as I discussed in my last video, which if you haven't watched it, you should go watch it, by the way. The game was supposed to be a shadow drop, but then Jeff Keighley liked it so much when he got to see it and play it early that he ended up giving them a slot at the Game Awards for free. And honestly, in my opinion, they should have gotten a slot just in the middle of the show at some point, because when
I agree, because it was the most underwhelming. We got one more. The most underwhelming shit ever. Everybody was like, what the fuck just happened at the end of the Game Awards? Nobody gave a fuck about this game. Everybody thought it was ass. Nobody wanted to touch it. Like, what are you trying to do? What?
Whatever game takes the last spot at the Game Awards is going to be remembered, and it's going to have that much more of a focus put on it. And now that the game is out, it's safe to say that the devs really weren't ready for that kind of attention on this game. And apparently the servers weren't ready either, because on the launch day of HIGHGUARD, every time people would finish a game, they would get kicked back to the main menu and they would have to sit in the queue again, which thankfully isn't an issue anymore, because the game has lost 90% of its players, at least on Steam. It peaked at 97,000.
Dorito Pope, no. Exactly, Middleman. Hey, how you doing, my friend? I hope you're doing all right.
On release day, and now it's sitting around 10,000, because most people installed the game, tried it out, realized it was ass after like one session or maybe two if they even got that far, and then just uninstalled it. Now, I was not one of those people. Not
it was ass.
For a lack of trying, by the way. I downloaded the game twice and sat in the queue for 2 hours trying to get in, but I literally could not get past the initial screen. This footage you're seeing on screen right now was my entire 2-hour experience on this game. I even made this Marvel meme to go along with it. I have been queuing for 30 minutes, but server issues aside,
It's really bad. It's not just on the in the title. It's the tutorial can't get to because there's not enough people to play it. It's even if you get through the tutorial, there's not enough people to play the actual game with. And people weren't able to find a full like six people. You weren't able to find 5 more people to play a game. It's that bad. Dude.
HIGHGUARD is just not a complete game. Even if this game was in beta, I would say this is incomplete. The game genuinely looks like a pre-alpha that a few select streamers would get invited to play and show their gameplay of, but the actual game itself isn't meant to come out for another year or so. That's what it looks like. And I feel like the biggest issue with HIGHGUARD can be summed up in this diagram that I made here, showing all the different games that HIGHGUARD pulls from. And this is the biggest.
Yeah, that looks pretty accurate. Apex Legends, League of Legends, Valorant, Rainbow Six Siege, Fortnite. Minecraft should be on here. Overwatch Bible Rivals. Minecraft should be on there too.
Issue. It is
I
just
put 5 hours into it. I finally uninstalled. Yep.
Oh, damn derivative and generic. The game is basically a Frankenstein's monster of Apex Legends, Fortnite, Valorant, League of Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, Realm Royale, Marvel Rivals, Overwatch, and a few other games as well that I couldn't fit into that diagram. For any medical-minded people, you may have noticed that I used a Rules of 9 graph. But HIGHGUARD basically represents almost everything wrong with modern AAA gaming, even though it's not.
It is. It's supposed to be inspired, but it's uninspired at the same time. It is just so ass. It is so fucking ass. How can you like something like this? Like, Nib, how can you defend something like this? I don't understand. I don't get it.
It's not technically a AAA game, it's an independent studio. They have still managed to embody everything wrong with AAA gaming nowadays. A bland art style, which is fine.
Also, I love to point out that both videos we've watched so far that had to do with this had Marvel Rivals as the background. And not actual HIGHGUARD. Sounds like a mess. Oh, it's a mess. It's more than a mess.
But nothing amazing. It doesn't pop or anything. A live service business model. The game basically doesn't have anything original about it. Literally every piece of this game is just taken from another one and plastered in here, and it just does not work. It even has the whole thing where the developers were like, oh, we're the people who made X game and Y game, so you should be excited for this. This game was literally being advertised as from the people who brought you Apex Legends and Titanfall, which is a shame because the one game they took no inspiration from that they absolutely should have was Titanfall. In fact,
yeah, everybody's pretty upset. Also, don't forget, Klutzy, there are a few Concord devs that are in the group. As far as I'm aware, there's Concord devs in there. And that makes so much sense, doesn't it?
This whole situation has been so disastrous that if you look on the Steam page for this game, you will see that it used to say from the creators of Apex Legends and Titanfall, and it now no longer says that. They removed it.
Ooh, I've actually seen any gameplay from it. You're not gonna, because it's people are having trouble finding fucking games to play. It's special, like Cobweb's Concord special. Special ed.
All I can imagine is Respawn emailing these guys and being like, hey, this game is a disaster, please do not associate us with this in any way. And I think this game proves why these people no longer work at Respawn. Now, like I said before, in just a day, the game has lost like 90% of its players on Steam, and it's currently sitting at a rating of 37% positive. Now, yeah,
it's mixed now, but it's still pretty bad.
Yes, some of that was review bombing. There were definitely some people who
I was joking about the Concord with Cobwebs. I know you were joking, but it's pretty much accurate.
Jumped in, launched the game, and then immediately uninstalled it and gave it a bad review. But people are so quick to dismiss people who play the game for, say, a half hour or an hour, and then drop it and give it a bad review. Assuming you don't just get stuck in the queue like me, a half hour or an hour is more than enough time to play a game and decide if you like it or not. Especially
he would show y'all HIGHGUARD gameplay if he had any. Yeah, that's also true, Blast. And he's already said that he waited 2 hours to get into the game. It didn't even load. So yeah.
A free live service shooter game. You have to hook people immediately or else you just lose them. And of course, as with every new live service game that comes out that people mostly hate, there's going to be that small little defense force. And in this case, a lot of the people defending the game are actually games journalists. Now look, I feel like I need to say, if you're enjoying HIGHGUARD, great, good for you. I'm honestly glad you can enjoy it. Lord knows I've enjoyed plenty of games that most people consider trash. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't defend them. You can like something and acknowledge its flaws and not defend it and make yourself look like an ass online, which is not what the people who we're going to be taking a look at here did. First off, we were talking about Jeff Keighley earlier. Let's go back to him. This man has been hyping up HIGHGUARD to no end. And honestly, some people have been saying that he's getting too much crap for all the HIGHGUARD stuff. And I would agree if all he did was put them at the end of the Game Awards. If it was just
And he didn't do that. We all know that he's been crashing out all over Twitter because of thinking. He thought it. He thought it. He thought it. He thought it. That this would be a smash hit. Came streaming on Discord without problems. That's fucking ass. He thought that this would be an actual a big pop, but it wasn't. He's like, I'm gonna wait for you guys to tell me I'm right. Bro, you're not. I saw a video of Gara playing this, and boy, the game looked boring when it did actually work. Yeah, it did. Boring as fuck. A big-ass world with nothing to do. And nobody to fight. And way too many roadblocks to actually getting to the fighting.
Just that, then I would agree, yeah, maybe the hate Jeff is getting is a bit too much. However, ever since the reveal of HIGHGUARD, Jeff has basically been their entire marketing campaign. Especially recently, he has gone out and made several very cocky posts on Twitter.
And Nib. Don't forget Nib. Shilling like a motherfucker for this game. Why? I don't know.
The most infamous one being this, where he posts a Jurassic Park gif saying, in 48
this, and I will expect your apologies. Yeah, this shit. This shit. Nope. Nobody. Nobody. No. That's not how that's gonna work. That's not how that's gonna work. We are going to take you for everything you got. We are going to goat see you so bad.
8 hours, I'll be accepting your apologies. Let's just say nobody's apologizing to him because he followed up that post with this one when HIGHGUARD came out, asking how is HIGHGUARD so far? And as you can tell by the amount of replies and how few
that's not good at all, bro. That's bad.
Likes the tweet has, people don't exactly have very positive things to say. And many people started to raise the very good question of, does Jeff have a financial stake in this game? Because with how hard
he does. We've already established that he does. He's backed this financially. Big mistake.
Owning it, you would honestly think that he has some sort of financial investment. And I would argue that technically he does, because he gave them a free spot at the Game Awards, which would normally cost hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. So while I don't think he has any investment financially in the company making the game directly, he gave them a free spot in the Game Awards. So that is kind of a form of financial investment, if you ask me. And of course, the next day, Jeff tweeted this out saying, opening X this morning, and it's what's-his-face from Tangled. Eugene, that
no, I'm pretty sure that there actually is a financial stake in it. I think that, am I wrong? Can somebody correct me? I thought Jeff did have a financial stake in this. I thought he did.
That's his name. God, it's such a great movie. And of course, coming to the defense of Jeff Keighley are our good friends over at Kotaku, who say Jeff Keighley forced to declare he has no financial stake in HIGHGUARD as he's swarmed by unhinged haters. Sorry guys, apparently if you don't like HIGHGUARD and you express that to the devs and Jeff Keighley, then you are an unhinged.
Okay, I take that back. I was wrong. I take that back. I thought I had heard that he did have a financial stake in it. My bad. I will correct myself. I was wrong.
Hater. How does Kotaku as a gaming outlet still exist? Like, genuinely, how do most of these companies still exist? Are there some unhinged haters? Yes, of course, but these people act like anybody who leaves a negative review of the game or just says the game sucks on Twitter is unhinged. But Kotaku is not the worst in this situation, far from it. I would say the outlet handling this whole situation the worst is actually PC Gamer, which it's kind of funny that a company called PC Gamer would be defending HIGHGUARD when the PC port is not good at all. But either way, PC Gamer put out this article saying,
yeah, Flint's great. Good character. Tangled, very good movie. Very good movie.
HIGHGUARD is fine when you don't have an internet in your ear telling you it's nasty. By the way, I just like to point out, I love that even the defenders of this game, all they can muster up is, oh yeah, this game's fine when people aren't hating on it. They can't even muster up a, oh, it's good, because they know it's not. And oh, by the way, I just like to point this out, this Morgan Park guy who wrote this HIGHGUARD article is the same guy who wrote articles talking about how great Concord, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League.
That shit is so fucking funny to me. That shit is so fucking funny. That is stupid hilarious. So funny. I love it so much. It is so funny. I love it. I love it. I love that we find this shit. And people get outed. Yes, Kotaku is still alive. And well. If only these gun carters could have put half of the energy into Battleborn before the beta. I don't know what Battleborn is, so I can't say anything to that, but maybe. I'm still blown away that this journal is shilled for those games. It's fucking insane. I'm not. Someone's getting paid. Someone's getting paid to be this nice.
And Assassin's Creed Shadows were. This isn't just the same publication, this is the same person. Are we really going to listen to the guy who defended AC Shadows, Suicide Squad,
No.
and Concord? I feel like anything this dude publishes a positive article about is just destined for failure. I would say this dude is a contrarian, but, I mean, there are genuinely some people out there with this unpopular...
See? Last video we were talking about patterns. I'm seeing some patterns here. I'm seeing some serious patterns here.
Of opinions. Also, I know this is kind of random, but I'm just throwing this in the middle of the video, but I forgot I saw this meme and I thought it was hilarious. Somebody responded to one of Jeff Keighley's tweets with this meme that just says how bro hypes you up for the middest game ever made. I don't know why I thought it was so funny, but I had to share it. But getting back on topic, PC Gamer also put out this article. Granted, it's by a different person, but still, they put this out saying HIGHGUARD deserves a chance, so don't kill it out of spite. It had its chance for everybody. Most people didn't like it. Are there people?
Battleborn was 2016. I don't know, man. I've never been in like a multiplayer online game kind of thing. Gave HIGHGUARD the noose. Lol. Yep. Kek Lamau.
Who like it? Yes. Are those people going to be enough to keep the game sustainable long term? We shall see.
No.
I'm sure there's some people watching this video right now who think I just hate HIGHGUARD. I went into it wanting to hate it. That's not true at all. For Christ's sake, I waited in the queue for 2 hours to get into the game. I uninstalled it and reinstalled it and verified the files multiple times. I went out of my way to make it work. Apparently some divine being was watching over me and trying to save me though, so I just never got to play it.
Yeah, you were lucky, my dude. You were lucky that you didn't have to play it. Because everybody else that played it hated it, from what I understand. And that's bad. That is abysmal.
Look, I'm going to say this right now, and Big Fry said this in his video as well. If a game is really good and a lot of people enjoy it, it will do well regardless of the controversial lead up to it. HIGHGUARD wouldn't have lost 90% of its players in a day if it was a great game. In fact, you could argue that the game having all that hate leading up to it is actually what prompted a lot of people to try it in the first place who probably wouldn't have tried it. Who's going to be spiteful against HIGHGUARD before it even comes out? It had everything going for it. It was made by former Apex Legends and Titanfall devs, and it was shown at the Game Awards. The trailer they put out just happened to be bad, and then it turns out when the game came out, it was also bad. But it's not just Jeff Keighley and games journalists who are defending this game. I actually found some people who like the game, which is fine, but then they directly insult all the
Nib.
people who try it and don't like it. For example, this guy who says HIGHGUARD's the perfect example of people asking for something new, and when it comes, they don't support it. Genuine question. I'm not trying to be an asshole or anything. I genuinely want to know what is new about HIGHGUARD. The entire game is mechanics derived from other games and then slapped together in a way that just doesn't work. You've got a massive map where you're looting like it's a battle royale, but then it's a 3v3, and there's so much dead time where you're looting, waiting for the sword to spawn in, that it's like, why is all this time given? It feels like it could just be done better. Like I just said, if a game is actually good, people will support it. The fact that people tried it.
Yeah, exactly. Like, at least make something good that works. To get somebody to give you a reason to play it. This game doesn't have that. It has none of it. It has way too much that they try to shove into one game that just does not mix and is done poorly.
And have given up on it proves that a lot of people do not think it is a good game. I don't think there was a single person out there asking for a game like HIGHGUARD, because despite what you say, nothing about HIGHGUARD is really new. Anyway, there's one other tweet I want to take a look at real quick. This guy says, game can use a few changes, maybe 3v3v3, but other than that...
I'm surprised that Nib isn't in here. I would have thought that Klutzy would be all over that. I guess not. Maybe because that was yesterday. This came out 2 days ago. I don't know.
I'm eating must be a skill issue for everyone else that hates it. I've been putting more time in on console and I've been having a blast. See, there you go, right there. It would have been fine. You would have been just fine if you said, hey, I like it, but there's definitely issues and here's what they can do to improve it. That would have been fine. Why do you have to throw in the fact that people who don't like the game have a skill issue? You've just invalidated your argument.
Yeah, that's pretty fucked up. Sounds boring as fuck. Yeah, it is. I've heard it is boring as hell. When it works. When it works.
Made yourself look like you're butthurt over the fact that people don't like a game that you do. Look, to all the HIGHGUARD lovers out there, you can like the game, but please don't defend it. You deserve better. The game has tons of objective problems, and dismissing criticism by just saying it's a skill issue is honestly pretty pathetic. I genuinely hope HIGHGUARD gets better. I really do. Games have come back from worse. Remember No Man's Sky? Although...
Klutzy is being so beyond generous to these guys, and I think we've got what we needed out of this. Okay. Before I even start, before I even start roasting Harmon, I am going to genuinely, this is genuine, express concern for his health. Why? Why? Because he's gained quite a bit of weight. It is very obvious from his thumbnails. He is gaining a lot of weight. That's concerning, dude. I shouldn't be concerned, but I am. Harmon, genuinely, get out of your basement and go for walks. Stop eating like shit. Take care of yourself, my dude. Take a shower. Because this is not going to go well for you. You're going to have massive amounts of health problems if you don't already. Dude, fix your shit. Take care of stop posting 3 videos a day. Go and fucking take care of yourself. That is me genuinely saying that to you. And now I'm gonna roast your ass.
Lately we've been seeing a lot
This, by the way, this one is the Nintendo Wii U won the console war. I reiterate, how the Nintendo Wii U won the console war. While I may disagree with him, his health is a concern. Exactly.
Lately, we've been seeing a lot of historical revisionism regarding the Wii U, so it is high time that we...
So you're going to be doing some historical revisionism right here? Are you? Because that's what it sounds like this is going to be.
The record straight. That the Wii U was a huge success, that it vastly outperformed the PS4 and the Xbox One, that it set the stage for the Switch to kind of sweep...
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. How many units did the Wii U sell? 13.56 million. Xbox One, yeah, it probably did get fucked. PS4. $117 million. 13.56. 117 million. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Just for shits and giggles. Just for shits and giggles. Why not? I'm curious. I'm curious. 57.9 million. 13 million. Do you want to repeat that, Harmon?
Entire gaming industry, uncontested. The Wii U walked so...
Thank you for continuing to be a member, Metalman. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Hello, lowest expectations. Welcome to the Goonery. We are making fun of Harmon and his stupid fucking takes.
The Switch could run, essentially. Like, the Switch is essentially a revision of the Wii U with a lot of the same games, with a lot of the same concepts, a lot of the same mechanics. In fact, I want to actually, like, confirm this, that the concept of the Switch being a portable device came from the Wii U, and how people would take their...
Hold on. Did the concept of the Switch come from the Wii U? I want to confirm this. It was influenced by it, yes. Okay. That does not mean, even though it is the, like, inspiration for it, and it was, like, the beta version of the Switch, does not mean that it won the console war. It failed. It failed massively. And that's why the Switch was able to get where it was, because it was a better version. It had better games. Well, I won it for switching to PC and never looking back. The only reason I had a PS4 for so long is because my friends were on there and they're not playing as much as before, so I could see a technical link. Yeah, it's... I just want to confirm it. I don't want to take anything he says at face value. The Wii U is basically the Wii with a wireless gamepad that you don't even need to play a good amount of games. Yeah, exactly. It was a failed system. It was terribly marketed. It was basically shadow dropped. And they didn't have enough good games on it to sell that console. It failed. And they had to revise it and make it better to get the Switch.
Their consoles out in public and play games with the tablet. So that became the basis for the Switch. That's what inspired the console. That's what led them down this path. Like, without the Wii U, the Switch could not exist. So with
that doesn't mean that it won the console war. Just because it influenced a actually successful console does not make it successful. It failed. It objectively failed. The one that is using historical revisionism right now is you.
Mind, what exactly happened during the Wii U generation? What actually happened? Because everyone always loves to scream about sales numbers. You know, this thing sold like 13 million units, and they always love to say the console failed, or that it bombed, or that it did not live up to market expectations. But
it did. It bombed heavily. It bombed heavily, bro. Sales numbers are a part of whether or not something is successful. It's part of it. Because if you're not selling any systems, you're not selling any games for it.
The reality is, the Wii U had a wide range of highly successful games that were...
Did it?
...very easily ported over to the next generation Nintendo console.
So if it didn't work on the Wii or the Wii U, and it worked on the Switch, that just adds to the argument that the Wii U was a shit console that was DOA. Just because it had games on it that ended up being successful on another console does not make it successful.
So the Wii U was able to introduce Mario Kart 8, you know, huge hit on Wii U, and then it was ported over to Switch, and not only became the best-selling game ever made, but also continued to get like a lot of DLC.
Is it the best-selling game ever made? Is Mario Kart 8 the best-selling game ever made? I have to fact-check him. I have to fact-check him on this shit. No, it's not the best-selling game ever made. Tetris and Minecraft kick the shit out of it. So no, you're wrong. It's Nintendo's best ever selling game. It isn't the best selling game ever. This is revisionism right here.
A lot of updates, you know, and stayed relevant up until Mario Kart World's release. You know, essentially, the Wii U, to put it very, very simply, it was the console generation that truly defined that Nintendo exclusives were better than the competition. Because any
No. That was the Switch. It wasn't the Wii U, it was the Switch. Everything that you are attributing to the Wii U was done by the Switch. That does not mean that the Wii U won. By that logic, the PS3 was the best for crashing and burning before unscrewing their prices and lucked out with Xbox One being a disaster. Yeah, my brain's leaking already. Exactly. He's revising history constantly. This is 100% revisionism on his part.
Any one of us who like bought a Wii U and got to play like say Assassin's Creed 4 or Watch Dogs or Arkham City, like those of us who played those games on our Nintendo console were very quick to realize that games like Nintendo Land, like New Super Mario Bros. U, Pikmin 3, The Wonderful 101, Super Mario 3D World, all of these were way better than the AAA slop that were being played on other consoles, right?
I wouldn't say that. I have a Wii U. It was alright. Could have been better. Exactly. Not a lot of people even bought the thing. And that's where that begins and ends. He knows. Look at his face. He knows that he's wrong. He knows.
No longer was there a hope that like third-party games.
Why do I always gotta be right? Why do I always gotta be right? Why did you pull a fucking Star Wars with the pig and the cop? Why? Thank you for the 10 Hero Culture. Nintendo Switch 2 will be a first-party machine. As its tech ages, it will eventually be unable to run third-party games. And just like Switch 1, the third parties will ditch the PS for PS, Xbox, and PC. You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all. You're not. I don't know where he's getting this kind of logic.
Games were somehow bigger and better than Nintendo games. This was the end, honestly. Like I don't think it's a coincidence that like Assassin's Creed 4 is the last time that like Assassin's Creed was ever relevant because you know that was the game that came out on Wii U. Like when we played that game and we realized how sloppy it was.
Assassin's Creed 4? Are you talking about Black Flag?
How bad the combat was, how the game just wasn't very good at all. Like, what ends up happening is that, like, people slowly, gradually began to turn on the third parties, who traditionally, throughout, like, the PS1, PS2, and PlayStation 3 generation, the PlayStation 360 generation, they were always hyped up as, like, the biggest and the best in the industry. You know, the AAA devs, like, they look realistic, the graphics, bro, they're so mature. Like,
most people that play Batman Arkham City don't even play it on console. No, they play it on the PC. They can't even run their first-party games that well. That's true. Because people need to cling on to something, Metal Man. They need to cling on to something.
The Wii U was the beginning of that era dying, but it wasn't dead yet. You know, like people were fighting to keep it alive for as long as possible. You know, 2013 was the year that brought us like The Last of Us, BioShock Infinite, Grand Theft Auto 5. You know, some of the sloppiest slop that's ever been slopped, right? Absolute.
That's not slop. Those are arguably pretty decent games. I wouldn't say it's slop. It's slop to you because it didn't go on the Wii U.
Garbage, but it was kind of the end of an era. Because over the next several years, we saw the rise of series like Tomodachi Life. We saw the rise of games like Fire Emblem Awakening. We saw like Kid Icarus Uprising be downplayed and then become a cult classic. You know, we saw the success of the 3DS and how that completely buried the Vita to the point where PlayStation no longer has a handheld.
Yeah, because the Game Boy is already established as being a console that people would want to use for gaming on the go. It's already established. The problem with with PlayStation's handheld is that they discontinued the PSP for so long and then tried it again with the Vita. They should have kept the PSP going because that shit was a banger. I loved my PSP. Wish I still had it.
You know, we saw over and over again Nintendo win while the other companies slowly began to fade. You know, I was predicting the Game crash as early as
slowly began to fade. They're still here, and people are still console warring over it. But the PC is king. Period.
2015, because I was seeing how companies like From Software could put out a critically acclaimed game like Bloodborne and have it sell only 2 million units, while games like New Super Mario Bros. U do like significantly better than that. And got a Switch.
Yeah, because most people will buy consoles or Nintendo consoles because they want Mario. They want the name brand people. It's the autism gaming. Sony really screwed the pooch in the handheld market. They did. They could have been great. They weren't. Yeah, this is not good, my dude. This is very, very bad.
And I continue to sell after that. You know, New Super Mario Bros. U has sold like 25 million units, and that was a game that people initially wrote off as a failure. You know, like that's a very good example of.
I mean, the console in general was a failure because it didn't meet expectations whatsoever. It undersold like crazy, or undersold like crazy. Sorry, need to correct my speech there. It undersold like crazy. Just because you really, 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 really want it to be different does not make it true.
Of just how enduring a lot of these Wii U games have actually been. Like, a lot of them are still very, very relevant.
Harmon, Fire Emblem was not downplayed. If anything, it was successful, and it actually revitalized the series only for Nintendo to, once again, fuck the pooch and ruined another series of game. I would say that I don't necessarily agree with that. I've liked up to Engage. I didn't play Engage, but I liked up to like 3 houses. I liked it. I didn't see any problem. Hot take: the 2 best God of War games are on the PSP. You can argue that. They were all such a success too that they're all abandonware, and now the most dedicated support for Nintendo consoles is emulation. Right. Ding, 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 ding.
All these years later. In fact, Breath of the Wild, one of the most critically acclaimed, influential games ever that still hasn't been topped in a lot of ways, that was a Wii U game. Like, the Switch version was just a port. So,
yeah, but the Switch version is the one that took off. It sold the most on the Switch. Because nobody fucking had a Wii U. Your logic is flawed.
Essentially, what you have is this, like, industry-defining console that stomped PlayStation, stomped the Xbox, established Nintendo as the dominant force in gaming, and what you've been seeing is, like, the fallout from that, okay? Like, after the Wii U...
It's not the dominant force of gaming. PC is the dominant force of gaming. Why? Because there's millions upon millions upon millions more people that have a PC that play games on their PC than the Nintendo Switch, Switch 2, Wii U, or PlayStation, or Xbox. It's just a fact.
New generation. After the third party started to fail, after, like, the bottom started falling off on their strategy of just hyping up whatever's coming out, like, we saw more and more that Nintendo strategies of keeping lower budget games on weaker hardware was far more effective. What we ended up...
Lower budget games on weaker hardware. You thought that was an own. Oh, buddy, you thought that was an own. Oh, bro, you shot yourself in the foot. Excuse me, what? Excuse me, what in general? Also, we've hit 69 views, funny number, ha ha ha, kick Lamau.
Ended up seeing is that not only were Nintendo games outperforming the competition, they were staying relevant for way longer, they were being sold at full price, they were continuing to do numbers years after the fact, and...
They're selling for full price because Nintendo doesn't sell them at a discount ever. There is no option unless you go to the second party market. Unless you go to third party, like, you buy it off of, like, eBay. And in that case, Nintendo gets nothing for that. So what do you mean?
They would consistently put out new games. Like, it is insane. When you look at, like, Nintendo's release schedule compared to, like, say, Take-Two's or Rockstar's or, like, any of these other, like, big companies, you know? Like, they don't really do anything, you know? Overwatch is a really good example of this, because the narrative when Overwatch came out was that, like, oh, it's this colorful shooter, it's doing all this. Like,
it was revolutionary. It literally carried the COVID era on its back. It and, Animal Crossing. And, Deep Rock Galactic and several other games. Literally carried us through their pandemic era. Like, what are you talking about? Overwatch 2, however, sucks mega donkey dick.
Like, there's nothing else like it on the market. Splatoon came out a year before, you know?
And Splatoon wasn't nearly as liked. And it isn't available on as many platforms as Overwatch was.
Way more unique presentation, a way more unique vibe. And over the past decade, Overwatch has slowly become gay and irrelevant. Like, nobody cares about Overwatch anymore. Okay, the only people who are playing Overwatch...
Yeah, no, nobody cares about Overwatch anymore because it fucking sucks. Now everybody's playing Marvel Rivals. If they want to play a hero shooter, they're playing Marvel Rivals.
At the time, where Blizzard's brainwashed shills who were just obsessed with the company and everything it does. Splatoon, in comparison...
You calling out brainwashed shills. That's fucking hilarious, Harmon. That's so funny coming from you, because you're a brainwashed shill for Nintendo.
Has done much more modest numbers, but is actually built up a genuine fan base and a developer that is constantly evolving and growing the brand. Like, it is not unprecedented to think that, like, Splatoon at some point is going to have some major explosion of relevancy. You know, surpassing slop like Overwatch, surpassing slop like COD.
I've never seen it come anywhere near surpassing them. I don't know. They probably is, but I don't know of there being any major league competitions for this shit. I don't know of any. None. So I don't know what you're talking about. I think you are overcompensating and coping way too hard, Harmon.
Like Fortnite. Like all this garbage. And, you know, all from relatively modest beginnings. Like, it is important to note that a lot of these third-party games...
There have been 3 Splatoon games, and I don't think they've come anywhere near as close as Call of Duty, or Marvel Rivals, or, where Overwatch was at its peak, or Fortnite. Nowhere near.
Like, they're super relevant at the time, but, like, they get completely modded by Nintendo later. You know, Skyrim is a very good example.
No, that's not true.
It's seen as like a cultural phenomenon. It's seen as one of the best games ever made. It was seen as this huge deal, this huge open world RPG. Not only have we never gotten Skyrim 2, Zelda came out.
We're not asking for Skyrim 2. We're asking for Elder Scrolls 6. There's never a direct follow-up when it comes to Elder Scrolls games. What are you talking about, Harmon? You're talking out of your ass.
Breath of the Wild came out. It did very, very well for itself. Improved on the formula, was way better than Skyrim in every way, and it got a sequel, and it got successful spin-offs, and it has like successful other projects in the pipeline. But then...
Okay, so what does this have to do with the Wii U? I'm done. He's not even talking about the Wii U anymore. Next.
HIGHGUARD.
I think this is the last HIGHGUARD game, or HIGHGUARD video that I've got. And then we've got some other stuff where there's a lot of Xbox coping and more Harmon. I don't know if we're gonna get through all of it, but we're gonna get through as much as we can. This is a new guy that I was introduced to, Captain African. And it's called HIGHGUARD is Good, You're a ... Worst Overwatch 2 did, in my opinion, was making you unlock characters you had in Overwatch 1 exactly. They fucked up with that. They really fucked up. They screwed the pooch with that. They could have actually had something that was good, but they fucked it up. And I roll my eyes so much. Oh. Okay. Let's see if we can get through this one. I don't care about this Harmon one. Do not care about that. Oh man, the nice thing I'll say about Splatoon is that it was one of a few games where gyro controls was default aiming for controllers, as it should be, but even then, gyro on PC is far superior. You may not wrong. Don't care about that. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, okay, we're good. They drove me away as a tank player. All right, let's listen to what this guy has to say. He's got 211 views and like 6 likes. Speaking of likes, there are 15 people watching and we only got 5 likes. Can we get to 10? Can we get to 10 likes? That would be fantastic. Like, share, and subscribe, my dudes. We are getting very, very close to hitting the 2K mark. We are at 1943. We are 57 away from the 2K mark and where I have to write a short story. A smutty short story. Good God. Good God. Yeah.
It's actually pretty good. HIGHGUARD released yesterday on January 26, 2026. And
it's actually pretty good. No, it's fucking not. Why is it good? Can you tell me why? Because if you can't tell me why, then I'm just going to say that you don't know what you're talking about.
I completely forgot it was coming out. I don't know how. But I just so happened to be off because of the winter snowstorm going on around here, right? And yeah, I was just chilling. And then one of my streams that I watched popped up. He was like, oh, HIGHGUARD coming out now. I'm like, whoa, I forgot. Went ahead and downloaded it. And I've been playing it ever since. So I'm not going to really do the typical thing that I normally do with the lit videos, right? This is just going to be just talking about it. I got a problem with the gaming community right now. Right now, this game is at Overwatch.
You haven't told us why it's good yet. I'm waiting for you to tell us why this game is good. And I would like to see your number of hours in this game. That would be great.
Negative on Steam. And you know why? It's not because the game's bad, because it's not actually. It's actually a really decent shooter. Not even it's very...
No, it's not. It is being memed on because it's bad. There's been objectively game-breaking bugs that are associated with the game. I wish the dislike count was a thing for videos, just like one where you're watching Lamau. There is, but it's an extension and it's not really accurate. Thesis statement, support with evidence. It's really easy. Exactly, but somehow these people don't understand that.
Unique. People have the biggest, largest, throbbing hate boner for this fucking game. All because of Jeff Keighley.
No, it's not all because of Jeff Keighley. It is partially because of Jeff Keighley. It's all because this game is so broken. It's so broken, and it doesn't do any of the ideas that it has shoved into it well. You are a liar for saying that that's not the case.
Advocated for it on a public stage. Which, don't get me wrong, when I first seen this game, I literally was saying, oh, this is Apex for horses. Why would I want to play this? All that, right? Because it did look kind of uninspired. It literally looked like Apex Legend with horses. And I'm all about...
It is uninspired. It has everything, but does nothing well.
Out. Free 99. The game is literally free. So I'm like, I have nothing to lose but a little bit of time if I don't like the game.
Yeah, just because it's free does not save it from being terrible.
You think it's a shot. So I'm like, all right, cool. Downloaded it, hopped on after the server queues, freaking nightmare, right? But we got in, and we got on the game.
Well, after the server queues, freaking nightmare. So you even admit that there's a problem with the server queue. You admit that the server queue is broken and it's not good. Thank you for agreeing. Your argument is invalid. Moving on.
minor hiccups, you know, having some lobby issues and stuff, but just reset my whole PlayStation and somehow I fixed it. And I've really been playing it since I got like 10 hours on the game. It's fun. If you look in the Steam forums,
You got 10 hours on the game? Okay.
see is the same old, oh, DI this, DI that, or freaking this game sucks.
No, I haven't seen anything that was DEI at all. It was memeing on it because it was like Concord. It was literally Concord 2.0. It was broken. It doesn't play well. It just sucked. And we don't think it's gonna last. And Concord had a price tag to it. This is free to play.
But they don't give you constructive criticism, or they try to give you constructive criticism, and they say false things about the game. The common issue that I'm hearing people having, right, is that 3v3 is too small. First of all, that's a lie. If you
It is too small. It is too small. Look at how big that fucking map is. Good luck finding each other. Even in COD, it's like, what, 5v5? And if it's smaller teams, they have smaller maps associated with it. Easy.
aren't getting into gunfights in your games because you're playing like a little bitch. Literally, if you're looting, right, for the 2 minutes that you...
Because you're playing... That's your argument. You're not getting into gunfights because you're playing like a little bitch. You're playing how the game wants you to play. That makes you a little bitch. Yeah, okay. Gotcha.
It's a loot. You can run into fights just based off the fact that there's only like 2 or 3 major locations you can go to. You will get into fights. And even then, they force you into a fight because you gotta go pick up the sword. So guess what? You gotta fight then. And then guess what? You gotta do a raid, defend, or attack. There's literally only, like...
That's after you have all these other phases that take so fucking long. If it was just right into the thick of it, probably wouldn't have as much of a problem with it. It'd probably be more fun, but it's not. It's massive maps with way too many phases before you even get to start fighting each other. That's not a recipe for a good game.
Like 4, 5, maybe 6 minutes of downtime, specifically because you have to go, loot some stuff. I've seen somebody say that the freaking movement in the game was bad. What? A lot of people also complain about...
It is bad. It is bad. I've seen plenty of video of it. It looks fucking bad.
Secure boot. First of all, the only people on the internet, I'm repeating this one more time, the only people on the internet who complain about the anti-cheat systems in these games are the cheaters. Don't get me wrong, when I first got into PC gaming and people...
No, that's a lie. Anti-cheat systems can fuck your computer up. And depending upon what anti-cheat system is on this, what anti-cheat system does it use? Do we know? It's got easy anti-cheat in it. Which can be stuck on your computer permanently. There is a problem with anti-cheat. It's not the hackers. It can fuck up your games so bad. My husband gets paranoid about anti-cheats because he's seen it happen where people will get banned for no reason due to the anti-cheats. And that puts a scarlet letter on their Steam profiles, which means that you are pretty much hated. If anybody sees that you have one of those on your profile, you are immediately considered a cheater and you're getting booted from everything. Not to mention, I have Helldivers. I won't play it on my PC because it's got kernel-level anti-cheat, where people can keylog my fucking computer in the back end if they wanted. They could easily get into my shit and fuck everything over. I don't want that. If you don't understand that, then you don't really understand PC gaming. Good God.
Talking about kernel level, security systems and all that stuff, I was very skeptical because I have a small background in cybersecurity. Most people don't even understand.
Do you? Because you don't realize how easy it could be to get into your shit with anti-cheat and a keylogger.
They're talking about. They're really just saying what somebody else said 9 times out of 10 a YouTuber, and they're just following suit because, I don't like this game. Bro, shut up, bro. Can these anti-cheat systems do a damper on the performance of the game? Yes, they absolutely can. But I'm not.
Kernel level access anti-cheat. How it works and the risks. This is literally a article. We'll start with here's a kernel access system can see everything. This is Riot Games. They won't open source their code. We're trusting closed source drivers with kernel privileges. Remember the ESEA Bitcoin mining scandal. Exactly why transparency matters. I experimented with the network ciphers while playing. Vanguard phones home every 4 hours when idle. During matches, constant encrypted chatter. That tells you everything. That tells you everything. Let's pull up PC Gamer. That's not what I'm looking for. It's just not good. It's not good. I don't like the fact that people can keylog into the back of my computer, number one. And number two, I don't like that I would have to format my entire fucking PC to make sure that that whole thing is gone once I'm no longer playing that game. I would have to reformat my whole PC. I would have to move anything that I care about into a hard drive and then reformat everything. Because it's not going to come off. You can go in the back end and try and delete it. They're still going to be there. I'm not doing it.
I'm not gonna lie to you. If you still running on a freaking 1060 or a freaking 2060, 2070, and you complain about optimization, I'm sorry, I got news for you, homeboy. You're living in the freaking dinosaur ages. I can honestly...
Dude, not everybody can afford that. Are you using your poor argument? You're poor? Do you realize with the environment that we live in right now, where people can't get a hold of new graphics cards, it should be on the developers to optimize their shit properly. We shouldn't need to have a 3060 to run a game. It shouldn't be over 50 gigs. It shouldn't even be close to 50 gigs. It should be optimized properly, and they're not.
Honestly, go on and on all day, but I don't think it's good for my blood pressure. What I will say is...
Then why are you doing this? Why are you making this video in general? Because you're not making any good arguments.
People are literally just... They should have made the game free. What I think they should have did, it should have been a $10 bundle or $5 bundle, right? That you get some coins with it, right? Some of the other HIGHGUARD tokens.
Wait. So you think that people should have been fucking fleeced to play this game? I don't think you realize that this would have tanked even harder. The only reason that it had as many people that were on it as it did at its peak is because it was free to play. Are you serious? Are you fucking stupid? I think this guy is fucking stupid, y'all. I think he's fucking dumb.
Or whatever, right? You get a little bit of that, but it's a paywall to get into the game, even though it still has all the free-to-play assets. It's like $5, but that will stop people from being able to review bomb the game, at least on Steam. Even though this is a free-to-play game.
The review bombing isn't because they're trying to just review bomb the game. It's because people genuinely don't like it, and it's a genuinely bad game. Cry harder.
And they want to stick to that. I think that people having the ability to just go on Steam specifically to just grab the game, not even play, honestly, I guess you can literally just add it to your library. You don't even have to turn the game on, and you can just start talking about the game. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
Wait. Can you leave a Steam review for a game that wasn't played? I'm curious. No, you can't leave a review for Steam games you have not played. You have to play the game in order to do that. You have to play the game. This is directly from the Steam community. You can't. So what are you talking about? These people actually have to play it to leave a review. You can literally see it. Hold on. You can literally see it in the reviews. 5 hours, 6 hours, 4.8 hours, 11 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours. You have to see every single one of these. All of them have a number of hours that have been spent playing this game. You cannot leave a review unless you have downloaded it and opened that game. Oh, yes. It's already free-falling at terminal velocity, and you insisted that this should have put an anchor in the parachute? Exactly. Oh, yes. Let's go ahead and put a free-to-play game behind a fucking paywall, making the situation for the game even worse, because people were rightfully shitting on for being a painfully mid game. Yeah. You're wrong. You have made the worst points so far. You have backed up absolutely nothing. You just literally exposed yourself. You played yourself. You played yourself.
Get shit on!
Actually, too. You know how there's a 2-hour window to refund the game? They need to also make a 2-hour window before you...
Yes, you can refund the game. And it shouldn't be a 2-hour window. Why? Because if you play a game and it is royally bugged out, you should be able to refund it. You will find out if a game is bugged the fuck out within like 30 minutes. And you rightfully should be able to refund for the game. This is why Steam is... one of the reasons why Steam is beloved. Because you are able to get that shit back. I get my money's worth from Steam.
You can review a game. Now, yes, some dumbasses, losers, right? Will absolutely just...
If we make it 2 hours before you can review a game, it's going to completely invalidate that 2-hour window of gameplay. You can't refund it at that point. So you want people to stick with be stuck with holding the bag for a shit game. You're not a gamer's gamer. You're just a fucking shill.
Turn on their PC, turn the game on, and just let it run for 2 hours. There is people who do that, dumb that shit, right? But hey,
there's people who've done that shit because in this case, it didn't fucking load. It didn't load. What about that, Chief?
That's them wasting their time. If they really care that much to come over here and have a hate moan for this game and try to push this agenda, they don't have to work for it. Right now, they don't have to work for it. They can really just...
So you're basically saying if you haven't put at least like 4 or 5 hours into the game, your opinion's irrelevant. Okay, Nib.
Turn on the computer, click download, not play the game. Really play. How you got a review for a game?
You can't review the game unless you've actually played it. You have to actually open the game up and play it in order to put a review in for it. Are you fucking stupid?
A review for a game, right? Where the game modes can last 10 to 30 minutes. And all you have to play the tutorial, which is about 15 to 20 minutes, right? You have to play it. So how?
And there are people who can't even get into it because they're in a constant loop where they can't find enough people to play the fucking tutorial. That's a problem. You're just sweeping all this shit under the rug.
In the world, did you play 0.2 hours in the game? Which means you didn't even finish the tutorial. You may have not even finished it. You played that and you came to the conclusion the game's trash. When you didn't even play it. You literally didn't play the game. To play it for 20 minutes is not playing the game.
And what if you can't play it because it won't load you into it? Or you can't find enough people to even do the tutorial? Because there's people of proof. There's proof the game is ass. That they can't even get into it. And you are just completely obfuscating that. Because you're butthurt that a game you like is being rightfully nuked from orbit.
I'm sorry, you did not play the game. You don't know anything about the game. You can't give constructive criticism about a game that you didn't play. But hey, I just genuinely don't understand the internet today.
You can't play it. That's already all the reason in the world to give it a bad review. How do you not understand that? Again, Clutzy had an experience that shit. And he couldn't get into a single fucking match because he was been in queue for 2 fucking hours. That alone should be considered bad game design. I agree. Well, you're just missing me absolutely just wrecking this guy.
It's very annoying. It's like, I have my fun in my games. I don't play the game, I'm having fun. I'm making this video because I really want to get some thoughts out about it, and I want to defend this game because people are really just coming at this game crazy. Like, this is...
No, they're not. Yeah, 100% valid how they're coming at this game. 100% valid. A 1000% valid. What you're saying here is not. You have given absolutely no valid argument here. And everything you say can be debunked with evidence.
For one, right, it's not a bad game. It's also not generic. If you play the game, you realize that the...
Yes, it is. It is a ripoff of way too many games. It is Frankenstein's game. It is Frankenstein's hero shooter. It's ass. It's hot garbage. Hope. Sieve. Mauled.
Get shit on!
Mode, yes, the game is a kind of a mashup of some different games, but every game is that. Every game is taking inspiration.
Not every game is that. Not every game is that. It does take inspiration from stuff, but it is not a mashup of a shit ton different games. At least 6 different games in this case. And does none of it right.
Inspiration from something. The only thing that I could say that they did that was kind of awkward was that it literally looks just like Apex Legends. Other than that, the gunplay is
What?
Freaking solid. Like, that's why.
No, it's not. It looks like ass. I'm watching your shit. It's ass. The recoil is just bad.
I keep playing it because it's so fun to shoot. The time to kill is really good on both sides. You don't feel like you're getting killed too fast because you know you can do the same thing to them if you got your aim right. Also,
that doesn't take into account recoil and how it feels to fire that weapon. Like, what? 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 Correct, Spectre and Metal Man. There's a difference between inspiration and ripoff. And this is a ripoff.
The maps, like I said, initially I was saying the same thing, right? I'm like, okay, it probably should have been like 4v4 or maybe 6v6, but with how fast you...
So you agree, and now you're just coping.
You can come back, like you can spawn so quick. 15 seconds is nothing. Also, you can get on your horse or your mount and you can giddy the fuck up. So there's really like no time for you to really have space. Like when you team wipe a team, cool, yeah.
But you've got time to go buy things. You're showing footage of something and then saying the complete opposite. What are you talking about?
You got about 10 seconds before somebody come back. But like really and truly, there is so much action. Like look at this gameplay that I'm showing you. Straight action. Literally, your only reprieve is in between breaks of raids. Because if
you're straight action, you're cutting out the rest of everything. Which this is probably 5 minutes at most of gameplay that you get a match. This is not redeemable.
If you fail the raid, right, then it pretty much resets you. And you just take whatever points you get off, right? But it's a really good game. I'm serious. Of course, what I think they were doing, I think they were going for for a competitive crowd, right? Because when you really look at how the game is designed.
So you can't even get your argument right. That tells me that you are straight up bullshitting. You are straight up bullshitting.
From the ground up, it is designed from the ground up to be competitive, right? Like,
and it does it wrong. It wants to be League. It wants to be Call of Duty, and it's not. It's just not.
The way that you can pick your base, right? The way you can be very strategic in how you play, and it really can make a difference in whether or not you win. Like a lot of games we win because we realize that our strategy isn't working, or that we don't have a strategy, and we go ahead and develop one on the spot, and we figure out what we need to do to beat that team, and it feels so good. The characters, I don't know.
I think you're lying, my dude. I think you're lying. I think you are capping really bad for this game.
Why people keep calling this HIGHGUARD 2.0, I don't understand, because don't get me wrong, HIGHGUARD did look kind of trash. Like the character designs were buns. Not even gonna pretend like it wasn't.
Okay, so the character designs are buns. You are admitting to all of like half of the shit that we have a problem with it. And when you're not admitting to it, you are being a contrarian for the sake of being a contrarian.
Why the fuck you lying? Why?
This game is nowhere near that. Nowhere near that. And what's even crazier is there is this one woman, which don't get me wrong, I thought it was a dude too. When you first look at her, you think it's a dude. Then you read her bio and it says her. She's like an Amazonian type, buff ass muscle mommy, right? Literally, it's still a woman. But hey, everybody got a problem with muscle mommies now. Everybody got a problem with buff women.
No, not everybody. Are you kidding? We over here simp for buff dommy mommies. We simp for that shit. I don't know what you talk about.
Never really seen people complain about that until.
Have you never seen like how many fans Rhea Ripley has? And she's exactly that. Big buff dommy mommy.
They get on the internet. But hey, I guess people closeted muscle mommy likers. I don't know. Everybody talk about death by Snoop, but nobody really want to live that life though. Jokes aside, there's a little.
So all you can do is just attack people. You just want to go ad hominem. That's the only thing you have. You only have ad hominem arguments. Doesn't get meaning of Concord 2.0.
Really, people screaming DEI. I genuinely, first of all, woke and all that shut the fuck up.
I haven't seen anybody scream DEI. I'm not a single fucking person. Can you show it to me? You're not gonna. But I haven't seen a single fucking person complain about DEI. I have seen people complain about loading queues, movement, gunplay design, how bad all the systems are set up, how it's boring as hell, how the maps are way too big, how the teams are too small for these big-ass maps. I've not seen one single argument for DEI.
But there is literally none in the game. Honestly, we don't even know the story yet. We don't know anything about the story of the game. All we can do is jump in and
You're making it up. You're making this up. Until you can show me, you're making this up.
At each other. So how's the game woke? How is the game fucking DEI? How is the game any of this shit, right? I don't get it.
Show me people doing it. I don't believe you. You're not gonna.
People literally just be looking for shit to be mad at. It is 2026. Bro, if you don't like gaming, just please just leave. I promise you. There's other things you can do. You can read comic books. And you can do that.
You can be a gamer and still criticize the current gaming industry and their practices. Are you just gonna garble up any shit that they put on a plate and hand to you? Are you gonna just slurp the diarrhea out of a bowl because they give it to you? Because that's what it sounds like. I play too much Emma and Rogue for Rivals for reasons. Damn right.
You a bitch. You don't know how to read. You can go watch movies, but hey, you don't know how to watch movies either because y'all got a fucking attention span for shit.
Ad hominems. Ad hominems. Ad hominems. All you have is ad hominems.
I'm not going to kill you, but your fatherless behavior is embarrassing us. Stop it.
Y'all be on TikTok all damn day, so anybody got no damn attention spans no more. Go talk to women. Oh my god, you don't know what women look like. Y'all freaking got these.
I'm married, and I probably get more pussy than you do. Even as a married woman. I have a funny feeling that he is everything that he is saying right here. This game essentially is a giant burrito full of way too many ingredients, so much so that a huge amount of it is undercooked, wrapped in a tortilla that is way too small to contain it all. That's HIGHGUARD. There you go. It is an ass Chipotle burrito.
These anime waifus and shit, and everybody out here think that a regular woman like Siri off of freaking The Witcher is made. Bro, shut the fuck up. Like I said before.
So you have a problem with the anti-woke crowd. I do too. But you're just making yourself look terrible. You're just crying for the sake of crying.
I can rant all day about this. Maybe you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna actually make a bunch of videos on this topic because there's a whole lot I can freaking.
Are you? I haven't seen you put anything out since. Let's see. Have you put anything out since this one? No. I thought you were gonna make a whole bunch of videos on this, bro. Where is it? Where's that smoke? Where's that smoke?
There's a whole lot I can deep dive into. So look out for that. For those who, have level heads and are not, freaking ball and gun bitch ass gamers. Actually,
you're a ball and gun gamer. You're playing the gun game. You're defending the gun game. I'm not a ball and I don't play any sports games besides WWE 2K, and I haven't even played this year's or last year's. I haven't played 2K25. I didn't even touch it. I have it. I haven't touched it. I've been too busy playing RPGs and horror games, my guy. So who are you talking about?
I ain't even putting this on the ball and gun gamers. This is just straight losers. The losers out there. Hey.
You're the loser. You're the loser. All you are doing on here is crying. And I think I'm done with you because you don't have anything else to say. And I'm going to end it with... My God. Should I continue? I don't know if I want to. Harmon's got like 3 videos that are so fucking bad. Like, I probably should at least go over the Nintendo Direct stuff. Kind of. Fable is last week's news. Alright, let's just do this shit. I hate myself.
So right now, we're seeing a lot of concern trolling.
Dude, look how bad... Bro, you need to lose weight, seriously.
About the upcoming Direct. I'm seeing a lot of people make statements like, oh no, Nintendo has to hit it out of the park with this Direct. Otherwise, YouTubers...
Yes, I do. They have to hit it out of the park. We'll watch 2 more. We'll watch 2 more videos, and then I'm cutting it for today, because I want to go do other shit. Like... And we're probably gonna speedrun these, because I just don't fucking care. Yeah, they do need a hitter. If they don't have a hitter, then why are people going to want to buy the console? A console that had a very bad holiday sales season. They need it. They need this.
Just won't take them seriously. Like, nobody cares about, or should care, about what some weirdo on YouTube has, or Twitter has to say.
Harmon, you're outing yourself. You're outing yourself. Who should care about some weirdo on YouTube or Twitter has to say? I can say the same about you.
Say about anything, okay? Like, I don't care what Arlo thinks, I don't care what RGT thinks, I don't care what, like, Nintendo thinks, like, all of them can get bits, okay? Those guys need to just fuck off. I'm tired of...
How about you fuck off? Because they're actually being honest with their communities. You're not. You don't have an honest bone in your body.
Seeing them, I'm tired of hearing their voices. We're at the point now where people...
I'm tired of hearing your voice. But you keep coming on here and making stupid fucking, like, videos and having stupid fucking takes. Like, I don't understand you.
In my community, genuinely believe that Nintendo and Arlo are the same person, okay? Like,
in your community, you guys are kind of fucking dumb. Just because some people have the same kind of gimmick with their voice and how they portray themselves in a mic, does not mean they're the same person. It sounds like ass mad. Sounds like ass mad come to the forefront.
Like, you really can't tell them apart. They have the same nasally voice. They complain about Nintendo incessantly. Like, you never see them on screen.
That's because people don't want to deal with people like you, who will literally go for them IRL. I don't condone that. I do not condone life ruination whatsoever. At all. But I would not put it past people like you and people in your community that sweep for you.
Like, all of those things do the puppet anymore. Like, you just see them, like, have the same talking points and do this thing, like, I don't know, guys. I don't think Nintendo knows what they're doing anymore. Like,
they don't. They don't. They just want money. Also, thank you, Safe Shadow. This stream has been awesome to watch. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. I try. I'll wait to buy the Switch 2 once Nintendo unveils the next 3D Mario game. I have it, and I only have it because I wanted to shiny hunt in ZA, and shiny hunting is better in Scarlet. That's really it. I'm sorry. I can't really do anything about the ads, unfortunately. There's nothing I can do. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
it is a complete farce. Like, Nintendo tried to produce a video today saying that it was more profitable to be positive towards Nintendo around the time that the Nintendo Switch 2 came out. And I had a good chuckle at that. You know, I was...
You were hyping up a system that was about to come out. And now that we know what their practices are, it is not in anybody's interest financially to back them.
Knuckles the echidna for a minute there. I was having a good chuckle. And chuckling like Knuckles. So, like, this guy just puts out the most delusional, insane, out there takes imaginable, and just tries to pass...
Why are you projecting? Why are you projecting, Harmon? What is it with these fanboys and them saying the exact same things that apply to them, to everybody else? What's with the projection?
Them off is that they're serious. Like, oh yes, these Nintendo YouTubers, they were positive towards the Switch 2 at first, but now they've turned on it because, like, they're just grifters, and it's just...
You're here being serious, saying that the Switch and its games are doing well. I'm sorry, the Switch 2 and its games are doing well. That is a banger console that is just destroying everything else. It's better than PC. Puts out all the best games. If it's not a Nintendo game on the Switch 2, it doesn't matter. That is delusion. That is absolute delusion. You are in Delulu land.
Just like, no, they were always critical towards Nintendo. They were always critical towards the Switch 2. They've always
Yes, they should always be critical. You should always be critical of the things that you enjoy. Why? Because if you stop being critical and you become complacent, they fuck you over. They've done it with every single console. All of them. Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo. They're fucking you up the ass. The only place that isn't fucking you up the ass right now is Steam and GOG. So what do you mean, Harmon?
These kind of beliefs about the release schedule. Like, you know, like, this is the thing we've been seeing a lot of, right? You keep seeing these people insist that there are no games on Nintendo hardware, that nothing is coming out.
There isn't anything right now that's like a serious heavy hitter. Or else it would have sold better during the holiday seasons.
That, like, everything is, like, failing, or that, like, everything is underperforming. And then you look at, like, the reality of the situation, and what you see is that, like, Nintendo's killing it. You know, Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment didn't really...
Do you wanna...
You know, perfectly serviceable for a Warriors game, right? Actually, that's pretty good for a...
Did you just contradicted yourself, number one, and do you want to show any proof of this? No, you're not, because you can't. It would completely contradict your narrative.
Warriors game. You know, you get, like, Trivia Air Riders, which done really well. Bonanza, you know, Mario Kart World, over 10 million hits. Like, again, the entire cope that, like, the Switch 2 sold poorly this holiday season has been debunked at this point.
No, it did sell poorly this holiday season. It did. There's verifiable proof. There's stats that show this. What do you mean?
And yet you have these guys coming out and making their, like, insane talking points, trying to say that, like, the console is failing or that people are, like, apprehensive about this. Like, and I do think this is...
The fact that you're fidgeting so much tells me that you know you're wrong. And you are coping massively.
What needs to be said at this point, okay? Because you're going to see this happen, like, no matter what happens in Nintendo Direct. Nintendo YouTubers are going to complain no matter what, because that is their little job. That is their literal job.
Yeah, their little job is to be honest with their audience and give them a fair take on what's going on with the Nintendo fucking zeitgeist. That's what having blinding faith does to you. Only wrote that to make a dumb song joke. Nice. Nice.
Job, okay? They will cry about Nintendo, they will whine about Nintendo, they will hyperventilate about Nintendo, they will scream about Nintendo until they're blue in the face, you know, they will run blogs that no one reads.
You will suck Nintendo off, you will lick their nipples, you will lick their taint, you will shove your nose in their ass, no matter what they do. That's you, Harmon. You have no critical thinking skills whatsoever. You just consume.
Reads for 20 years trying to gaslight you into thinking Super Mario Bros. 3 was the last good Nintendo game ever made. You know, like, these guys are so desperate to try and paint this narrative that, like, the Nintendo Switch 2, like, doesn't have a lot of exciting upcoming games. You know, like, and it's just like, even if you look at the release schedule now, okay, like, you have, like, so many things to look forward to. You know, Resident Evil 9, Pragmata, Monster Hunter Stories 3, you got Rhythm Heaven, Tomodachi Life, which again is way bigger than most people realize. You know, you have, like, all these banger titles, and the reality
none of them are main title games that will sell. They're not a mainline Zelda game. They're not a mainline Kirby game. They're not a mainline Mario game. They're not a mainline Pokemon game. Fucking hell. I think I'm over this. It's just going to repeat himself. We got one more video that we're going to look at, and then I'm going to call it. I want to go take a nap, and I want to go pet my puppies, and I want to play more Persona 5 before my husband needs to be woken up. So, we are going to watch Switch Force and his thing for Nintendo for the Direct. Because I feel like it. Alright, what do you got to say about this in Switch Force? It's the first time I've reacted to you on stream. Don't let me down. I'm sure you will.
All this fun talk of Nintendo Directs coming imminently, roll the tape. By my calculations, it should be in 2 weeks or 4 weeks. About that time frame. Boom, there you have it. I told you this information a week ago, and we're back to repeating patterns as we get into the most exciting time for Nintendo fans. What's going on, everybody? It's Switch Force.
I don't think it's that exciting because we don't even know if it's a first-party kind of direct or it's just third-party games. And generally, the third-party ones don't do as well because nobody cares.
3 directs in a row, which is crazy bananas. It happened over a more elongated period last fall, and now we're ready for a 3-week-in-a-row direct bonanza. It was the Mario Galaxy movie direct. It's the Tomodachi Life direct, and then it's the big one, the coveted, the lovable. Is that a word? Lovable? It's lovable. It's also delicious. It's the lovable Nintendo Direct of February 5th. We got great insight and further intel in case you don't believe the guy who predicted the last one. But first off, we got a January 29th Tomodachi Life direct to fill us in on this game that I personally...
I don't care. I don't give a shit about Tomodachi Life. I don't care about sim games. It's not my thing.
You know, I'm willing to give it a shot, but I know tons of people are excited for it, and based on the social media likes and hearts of these posts, it's pretty popular. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream will be getting a dedicated 20-minute Nintendo Direct this Thursday, January 29th. That'll be at 6
That already happened. Yada, 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 yada. Don't care. Next.
Couple weeks, but what are Nintendo's plans? What do they really have in store? This entire year for video games, we don't really know the true huge titles. We know quite a few games that are coming out and some big early year ones like Resident Evil Requiem, but what are the holiday games? What are the huge tentpole heavy hitters from the main publishers? We got a little bit of a taste of Fable last week at the Microsoft Xbox Developer Direct, but the Nintendo Direct is returning most likely on February 5th. That's next freaking Thursday. A couple days before the Super Bowl, we get the Switcher Bowl. It's going to be where we see the latest and greatest from Switch 2, and realistically, the greatest, because this will be the time where Nintendo can say, all right, we're out of the launch window. We know that we've got quite a few more smaller titles announced.
Yeah, but people are saying that it could be a third party. We don't know if it's a first party. We don't know if it's a third party. How can you say this yet?
Let's give you some big guns. Now, this comes from our favorite Nintendo leaker, Nate the Hate, who doesn't believe that I correctly leaked the last Direct, even though I did. He says that there is going to be a Nintendo Direct in the opening week of February, potentially Thursday, 5th of February. Now, I said this last week that the Nintendo Direct would either be the first week of February, or it would be one of the last weeks of February, but as you know, the Pokemon Presents is taking up that end of February slot, so, yes, first week of February for Nintendo Direct. Now, there's also just a lot of gaming news going on right now. HIGHGUARD dropped today after no early impressions. We've got a PlayStation...
And nobody liked it.
Direct that's supposed to be coming...
Can you talk more about the fucking Direct? Because I don't think that you are. This is like nothing. This is just word salad.
Second week of February, but the Nintendo one is the good one. Now, Nate is pretty darn low-key about what he predicts for this showcase. He does have quite a few third-party mentions, and we'll get to all those big predictions as we get closer to the big day.
Yeah, it's going to be more than likely going to be a third-party showcase.
But I just want to say, like, this is really Nintendo showing you that they mean business for 2026. Okay, 3 directs in a row is unheard of. 3 directs in a row over the course of 3 months, sure. 3 directs in a row in 3 weeks is crazy, and I think that just shows the level of commitment that Nintendo has to delivering this year.
I don't know if that's that. It's just maybe they're trying to hype things up, and they're trying to get as much hype for their system as possible when it's not working.
In terms of what you can expect of this direct, it's the big one. It's the big showcase. And I know we said that last fall's was a big one, and I think, quite frankly, it was a big one. I think this is, again, going to be a bigger one, but if you are a Switch 2 owner, I think it will be the biggest one, at least the biggest one yet. Because while the launch direct was very exciting, and we did get to see DK Bonanza out of nowhere for the very first time, it had quite a small list of games. They didn't really dive too deep into their catalog, something that betrayed how they first unveiled the Switch 1. When they had some of their first Switch 1 directs, they really showed off Mario Odyssey, and they went deep into the calendar. They went 9 months deep, and we are currently at only about 6 months deep. And while we do know many of the games that will be releasing in the first 9 months, because the first 9 months falls at a March, April, May timeframe, we're not really getting the biggest titles. And that's what this direct will present for us, and hopefully provide not only...
That doesn't tell us anything. Can you get to what's being predicted?
Means more to Nintendo than Yoshi in the Mysterious Book and a Hollywood movie for the 40th anniversary. Don't get me wrong, movie looks sick. That director didn't have much time to talk about, but hey, he's looking disheveled. I hope he gets good treatment in the movie. Anyways, that movie looks great, looks fantastic. I know Nintendo has put a lot of effort and money into that, and it will sure make them even more. But a big Mario game is what we've been waiting for the better part of a decade. Nearly a full decade. That's not hyperbole. And so I think it's time that we do see if Nintendo has big plans for Mario in this upcoming direct. Thursday is the perfect time for it.
I'm waiting.
Is the perfect time for it, and it gives us a lot of leeway in terms of what they can talk about. Because Resident Evil Requiem if they'd like. They can dedicate time to more Amiibo if they'd like. But I think Nintendo's laying the groundwork for an excellent show because look at all the stuff they're getting out the way, right? They did this Donkey Kong Returns big free update with Dixie Kong. They're doing a Tomodachi Life direct. They got the Mario direct out of the way. They announced a bunch of stuff about the Mario Bros. Wonder Switch 2.
Okay, this is just a whole lot of nothing, and I'm bored. I'm gonna get off, guys. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with me for 3 whole hours. It's probably the longest stream I've done in a while. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for those who donated. I really, really appreciate you. We'll do just a little bit of house clean before I get off. If you haven't noticed, I still have the VTuber model goal for the end of the year. I will update the text now. I think a good 3,000 goal is if we hit that, I will start to make weekly salt videos on top of the weekly Salt streams. I will pick a video that I am more than interested in actually reacting to and edit, and I will do that. I think that is probably a good incentive, since I'm seeing a lot of good reactions to these Salt streams. The last stream that I did that was on a solo video did very, very well. And hopefully that will continue to do well, but I will only do that if we hit that goal. If we hit the $1,000 goal, I will pick a bunch of games that would be fun to play on stream that aren't horror related necessarily. They could be, depending upon what you guys would like to see. And I'll spin that and we'll play that on stream till completion. 2000's The Wheel of Pain. It's the exact same thing as I did with Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's all shit games. I have to get 100% completion on them if it's possible. And yeah, I think those are good incentives. Thank you guys again for coming by. I appreciate you. I love you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll probably see you either later or tomorrow for some Dying Light, the Beast, because we need to catch up. And until then, peace.